Yo, 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 it is your host, Davion. Welcome to another episode of Conscious Television. Oh, yes, we are back loud, live, and in Mother Loving. Kala, okay? Happy Mother Loving Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, baby. We are blessed over here and highly favored, child. Highly favored and highly blessed, baby, okay? So I hope you guys are feeling the same energies and on the same frequencies, child, okay? I got an interesting discussion to bring to you guys today, okay? We're going to get into some things. This is going to be an open panel in case any of you guys want to jump in and chime in. I figured based upon the way those comments are set up under some of these posts about this particular story, that people had quite a bit to say. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to chime in, okay? You guys know how I feel about the LGBT community and transgenderism and everything else. You guys know that I'm a big advocate and supporter. Those things have their place in my spirituality, in my metaphysical worldview, okay, of masculine and feminine energies, how they show up in human beings, how they show up in Mother Nature, blah, 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 okay? So we're going to get into some things. Before we do, I want you guys to go ahead and give me a nasty piece of thumbs up, okay? It don't cost you nothing to thumbs up a nigga, okay? Share the kingdom out to your community walls. Share me out to your Instagrams, your OnlyFans, your Plenty of Fish, your Adam for Adams, your Jack, your Tinders, girl, your Black Planets. Oh, yes, God. We don't discriminate about wherever the hell you put the kingdom at, okay? Because all publicity is good publicity, okay? All things work for the well of those who are actually righteous. Oh, yes, okay? So go ahead and share that out, raw. And I'm going to come back with our scheduled programming for today.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, we're back. Let me speak to my chat before I proceed to give you all what you need. What's going on, Latrina? Latrina already getting started, baby. Men can't get pregnant, period. But I'll be here for the foolery. All right, Latrina. You can hit that link if you want to come up here and share your opinion, honey. We're going to have an open panel discussion today. What's going on, T. Trisha? What's going on, Mod? You guys make sure you guys go subscribe to my mother-loving Mod, okay? She's a whole content creator out here in these streets. So go ahead and subscribe to T. Trisha 1, okay? One of the most beautiful content creators I've ever met in my life, inside and out. Bless you, T. What's going on, Oz? What's going on, baby mother? Hey, boo. What's going on this hump day? What is happening? I have not forgot about you, Oz. I've been so busy, been so much going on. I've been healing this crazy behind tattoo on my neck. It's literally been healing like a maniac. All the rest of the butterflies that I have been doing good, but this placement on the side of my neck where like the creasing is, because I'm, turning my head, I'm having to sleep and twist and stuff. So it's causing this ink to like just do the most, but it's actually healing pretty good now that it peeled and it scabbed and all of that kind of stuff. So I just been going through that. Plus my nigga is moving here to South Carolina, so it's just like a lot going on. Plus, I'm keeping up with commentary. I got it's a lot going on, but I'm gonna respond to you today, okay? Anybody who's been emailing me, I'm getting back to emails today as well, okay? It's gonna be a full day for the CTV, okay? What's going on, Holly? What's going on, Classy Queen? My other wifey. What's going on, Boo? What's going on, Joyce? Hi, I love you too, and thank you for loving me. Now, we don't always agree over here, Joyce. Sometimes I be doing the most, and I be stimulating the folk and I be challenging the folk, okay? But we have a difference of opinion over here. People are allowed to think what they think. We keep it respectful, we keep it passionate, we keep it honest, but more importantly, we keep it loving over here and we remain a family. So welcome to the kingdom, Joyce. What's going on, Kala? Janelle, okay? What's going on, baby? What's going on, Nubian, my other wonderful, gorgeous, supportive Mod? What's going on, Sugar Honey? Iced Tea, Uranus. I ain't seen you in a minute. A pregnant woman who looks like a man. Stop it, Uranus, okay? I ain't even broke the damn story yet, okay? Already trying to do my commentary for me. What's going on, Uranus? Hey, Jackie. Hi. Okay. So let's get into it, girl. Well, we got some church announcements. Hold on. What's going on, TC? Hey, baby. Goddess TV. Yeah, where the hell Goddess at? I don't see no damn Goddess. What's going on, C. Wilson? Hi, baby. Where is Goddess? I don't see Goddess. Oh, I see Goddess. What's going on, baby? Okay, you better do that. Oh, yes. Goddess is another content creator, baby. Y'all go over there and subscribe to my baby mother, honey. She be tearing these hoes up in the street. So before we get into the topics tonight, okay, we have to get into some church announcements first, okay, you guys. As an FYI, you guys know when one panel is dismantled, bitch, when one panel is destroyed by one man alone, that would be CTV, honey, okay? When one panel is destroyed, okay, you know, two others open up in Yahshua's name, okay? So you guys know I've been doing Two Men and a Lady over on Wiley's platform, okay? We had our second episode, which was amazing, okay? So you guys go over there and check your CTV out, honey, because, you know, we doing things over here. You know, we produce content over here, okay? Hosts can say what they want to say about the kingdom, bitch, but y'all know y'all favorite be booked and motherfucking busy, okay? We drags, we roast, we gags, we have meaningful dialogue, we cry, we stress, we live life, girl. We just do it all over here, girl. I'm really proud of what the folks do. So I'm gonna give you guys a little snippet, honey, of what we was doing over there on the Wiley show last night. So you guys make sure to go over and check out Two Men and a Lady. It's the most recent upload for Wiley. And let's play a little bit of this, okay? So we can see what it gives and gives what it sees, okay? All right. Dream leave you broke, divorced, and a single goddamn parent, okay? Chasing the bullshit. And it's really a shame because I covered their relationship in one of my personal commentaries. Safari was cheating on Erica while they were still engaged. He actually went back to his first love. That was a big old thing that played out on social media. We thought the marriage wasn't going to fucking happen. I'm surprised they lasted this goddamn long. And I actually believe that Erica really loves Safari, but Safari is the type of man that I was talking about in the last topic about Gary. He's a part of the high value crew. He has hyper visibility. He's a multimillionaire, and of course he looks at the world as disposable because he has the world in the palm of his hand. And Erica Mena, okay. I just wanted to give you guys a little snippet of that, okay. I just want to give you a little snippet of that, girl. Y'all go over there and check the rest of that out on the Wiley show later on, okay. Give Wiley a nasty piece of click in the view, and shout out to Katie, okay? She's also a content creator doing big things. I'm also over on YB Entertainment, so you guys make sure you subscribe to YB Entertainment's platform because you guys know that I'm over there doing his panel for season 3 of the Yes God Roundtable discussion, and we get into everything from LGBT politics. We get into we get into it all. We get into life. We get into the world. Okay, it's good shit. Okay, now that we done got our church announcements out of the way, I know you guys have been asking me in Patreon and asking me in my comment section, you know, what's going on with the Let Me Read Live. You guys, I have a really big announcement to make, okay? But I'm reserving the right, okay, to not say it right now. But there may be a commentary coming to you guys possibly tomorrow or Friday, okay, regarding everything going on with the case. In the meantime, in between time, you guys check out Miss Miko. She is slaying the game and exposing them hoes for the lowdown, ugly motherfuckers that they are from the inside and out, baby. And it's a goddamn shame when motherfuckers look like what they are, bitch. Just ugly, honey, okay? It's all type of scam and all type of terminations and all type of fugazi shit going on with the members of the A-team, baby. And Miss Miko got her motherfucking size 4 stuck up till it's up and stuck in them hoes' asses over there. So you guys, in the meantime, in between time, catch all the motherfucking tea, okay, over on Miss Miko's YouTube channel, baby. She is doing the goddamn thing over there, okay? Now, getting to today's topic, okay? There's a lot going on, bitch. It's a lot going on, honey. Okay? So, we got a pregnant man, baby, who made US today. And we're going to read, honey. Let me pull up this God-given article here, girl. Oh, wait a minute. Did I set it up? I thought I had this stuff set up, bitch. I ain't never got my shit all the way together when I go live, okay? I be like 85% together, bitch, but there's always something missing. Hold on. Let me pull this up, honey. Okay, we got a pregnant man, honey, and his name is Kayden Coleman, okay? And he recently gave birth to his second child, okay? And there were some things that made him uncomfortable about the way he was treated, okay, during his pregnancy, during delivery, etc. And he had some things to say. And I want to get you guys' opinion about, you know, these dynamics. And I also want to pull some comments so you guys can see the level of criticism that I was talking about regarding the story, honey. Okay? Hold on. Let me find this. Okay, here it is. Here it is from heaven. Lay down on me. Lay down on me. Oh, yeah. Melody. Girl, I don't know where the spirit came from. Before I actually read the story, let me pull up a picture so you guys can see what I'm talking about, honey. Okay, this is Kayden Coleman, you guys. Okay, let me pull up an image, girl. Let me do it for y'all, honey. Okay, this is Kayden, honey. Pregnant is all outside, bitch. This pregnant as hell, baby. That ain't a beer belly, bitch. That is for real pregnancy, girl. Let me take down this banter, girl. This banner so we can see what the T is, bitch. You know, we nosy, bitch. We want to see every part of the belly, bitch. Let me put this down, girl. Okay, this is Kayden, y'all. Y'all see Kayden? Oh, my goodness. Look at Kayden. Oh, my God. He's so cute. Oh, my goodness. Look at his little button nose. Oh, my God. He's so cute, baby. Look at here, baby. 12 months pregnant. Look at the damn belly, baby. This baby is ready to drop it like it's hot, baby. 12 months pregnant, girl. Okay? Kayden say he ain't playing with you hoes, honey. If Mary could have an immaculate conception, bitch, why can't Kayden, honey? Why can't Adam, girl? Okay? Okay, we talking about gender equality over here, bitch. Okay? Okay, y'all ain't have no problem when Miss Mary claimed she got pregnant by the Holy Ghost and took a lick of sperm to the cooch and then got pregnant. So why can't a man be pregnant? Okay, okay. If y'all ain't challenging the pregnancy of Mary, y'all cannot challenge the pregnancy of Kayden. Okay, now this is Kayden, honey, and let me stop sharing this, honey. Let me stop sharing this, girl, and get into this article, Miss Meow. Yes, he looks very happy. Oh, yes, God. Now, let's read this article, girl, from US Today. USA Today, sugar, honey, iced tea. Melody from heaven. I'm just gonna get a ultra blessing, honey. I don't know why that song is in my spirit, girl. Somebody better catch the wave in the comment section, baby. Melodies from heaven, girl. They might be raining down on you, honey. If you get a blessing today, girl, remember, CTV told you, melodies, girl. Melodies. Oh, yes. Okay, you guys, let's read this, honey. Okay? Can you guys see this? Okay, yes, let's pull this up. Okay, you guys can see that. Let's read, child. Let's read, girl. Okay. Now, USA Today, I believe. I don't know. It's today.com, not USA Today, okay? The caption for this article is a lot of trauma. Trans parents say medical system isn't set up for their pregnancies, okay? Meet the birth workers helping transgender parents bring babies into the world and break stigmas, okay? Shout out to Miss Murray who wrote up this article, okay? It says, when Kayden Coleman was pregnant with his now 10-month-old daughter, no one held the door for him, fussed over his growing belly, or made him feel special in the way that pregnant women are sometimes treated. In a way, he feels as though he missed out on the perks of pregnancy, he said. In another, He's relieved no one knew the truth. As a transgender man, he felt safer that way. And I quote, I didn't have to walk around in fear, worrying that people wanted to inflict violence on me. Coleman, who lives in Houston, told Today, they thought I had a beer belly. Oh, yes, God. Now, I'm going to scroll down here, girl, and keep reading. Oh, yes. Coleman, who has a 7-year-old daughter, is one of a growing number of advocates trying to educate the public and the medical community about what it is like to navigate pregnancy, childbirth, and the postpartum experience as a trans person, and dispel stereotypes about trans people that he said even healthcare workers believe. Trans people already face high rates of violence, discrimination, and harassment. In the world of pregnancy and childbirth, their struggles are only magnified. The 34-year-old called both of his pregnancies very tumultuous, okay? He had a terrible, terrible, terrible experience being pregnant both times. Both of them, girl. Both of them. There were a lot of trauma, he said. Most of that came from inside the birthing world with medical professionals. There was a lot of questioning about my identity, a lot of misgendering, being told I shouldn't be in spaces I was seeking care from because they were considered women's spaces. I was offered an abortion a ridiculous amount of times. Oh my goodness. Birth workers say the current medical system isn't set up to support trans birthing people, okay? Let's read on. Pregnancy literature is geared towards white, heterosexual, cisgendered people, says Reid, a certified professional midwife and founder of Refuge Midwifery in Philadelphia. That's who all the images are geared towards and the resources are geared towards. From the get-go, they're having to hack a system that wasn't set up for their needs. For starters, the female-oriented language around pregnancy and childbirth can be hurtful and triggering to someone who doesn't identify as a woman. Ratchlin and others suggest people consider saying prenatal care instead of maternal care, chest feeding instead of breastfeeding, birthing people instead of mothers, for example. It really is a big paradigm shift in how we think about birth and postpartum, she said. Ratchlin admits there can be a learning curve. When I started off, even though I was queer, I didn't use inclusive language, Ratchlin said. Gender is really ingrained in how we see pregnancy, birth, and parenthood. I had to do a lot of learning and unlearning to take a step back. One of the most common things is calling someone mom or mama instead of their name. When I called someone mama, I was trying to create connection, but I was taken away from their autonomy. Davis Chandler, 38, a parent of 2, who identifies as trans and non-binary, meaning their gender identity is not strictly male or female, said the language around pregnancy adds to the alienation of the experience for trans persons. I downloaded some of those silly apps to see how big the baby is growing, and all of them assume that the person who's the gestational parent is a woman who identifies as a mother, Chandler, a licensed therapist in Northampton, Massachusetts, told Today. My parents, who's a queer identifying person, also didn't feel the mirror and reflection of where she fit in. She's not a daddy. Many aspects of the typical pregnancy experience don't work for trans people. Seeing multiple providers, as is common with many obstetrics practices, can be problematic if they're not all include into how to provide culturally competent care to a trans patient. Okay, now this article goes on and 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 on, honey. They get into some things, baby. Okay, so I want to also go back a little bit and also share Kayden, because Kayden also is a YouTuber, okay? Kayden has a whole YouTube where she's not where she see, even I'm fucking up, where he documents his experience. Okay, girl, it's all in the charted to the brain, not to the heart. Okay, let me share Kayden's YouTube page. Okay, so this is Kayden's YouTube page. You guys, can you guys see this? Okay, this is, hold on, let me see. Let me break this up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Okay, Kayden X Coleman, okay? Videos of him and his partner, I believe, because I've seen him in this is his partner, okay? They talk about everything on the YouTube page, from relationships. I think there's things on here like a year ago. I believe this was this was the now pregnancy, where Kayden documented and gave commentary on his pregnancy, titled "Yes, I'm a Man. Yes, I'm pregnant. Get the fuck over it." Okay. So they seem to get educational, seem to get into the nuance of what it's like, maybe for a cisgendered queer person or queer male to be dating a trans male. I'm not sure if his partner is also trans or is cisgender. I'm just going to assume cisgendered, okay? So you guys check that out. I'm going to be binge watching Kayden's YouTube page today, okay, to get into all of the goddamn tea, because I think this is fascinating. Now, what I want to do, you guys, let me pull up a picture here. I want to get into some of the comments, honey, because when this story broke, honey, people had a lot to say, like a whole lot to say. What's going on, Independent? Hey, baby. Had a lot to say, girl. So let me pull up some of these comments and read, honey. I'm not going to give away any of the platforms where these comments are, okay? I'm just going to read them, though. Okay. Someone under a post regarding the story said, "Men can't give birth to children. I don't believe this one bit." Okay. Someone else said, "Last days, confusion and deceit. Lord, help us stay focused on you. Sin is sin, and the enemy is twisting things, child." Okay. Somebody said, "Let the Lord be between me and thee, honey." Okay. Somebody else said, "Logging the fuck out." Somebody says he gave birth, then he's a woman, period. Somebody else said, "Poor baby has to lay on a hairy chest mother." Okay. Wow. Someone else said, "Jesus is coming back sooner than later." Okay. Somebody else said, "What in the Caitlyn Jenner is going on here?" Someone else said, "God is not pleased." Someone else said, "He ain't give birth to no baby. That he was still had a baby with all female reproductive parts. Can we stop buying into the narrative they want us to believe?" Okay. So someone else said, "So he biologically is a female but turned into a male, so that's how he could give birth." Okay. So it just goes on and on and on, girl. I want to drop the goddamn link, okay, and let you guys. What's going on, Olivia? What's going on, Uncle Claus, Grown Folks Channel? What's going on, Shantae? Hey, Phyllis, what's going on, baby? Yep, you still got ovaries and a fallopian tube, period, okay? So I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to let you guys come on and chime in, honey. If anybody has thoughts about this, I'll set the dialogue up this way. It seems that people have an issue still with accepting like trans persons, whether that be trans women or trans men. There also seems to be a lot of issues around what people believe about a trans person's ability to actually raise a child, okay? Some people actually believe the children are in danger, okay, if they have a trans mother or they have a trans father, okay? If you guys have a perspective about that, let's talk about it. You know, I'm all for open discussion. I may even reach out to Kayden. I would love to have a one-on-one and talk to him about his experience and so forth. I did drop the link, mods. If you could just every now and again kind of repost the StreamYard link for me, that would be good stuff. Now, as I'm waiting for any potential persons to come on and share their thoughts, I'm going to say this, okay? Well, first of all, let me read some of these comments. Hey, Golden Vibe, what's going on, love? Hey, Phyllis, Classy Queen says, "Let's enjoy commentary. It's okay to comment. Let's keep it respectful." Yes, you guys can be free to have your opinions, okay? We do not block people for just having an opinion, even if you don't disagree. I do ask that you guys just keep it cute, okay? Okay, Atonia says, I think it's just remembering your biological makeup. You can be whatever you want to be, but medically speaking, you have to take care of your body as the genetic makeup you have. That's a really great point, okay? Because that's one of the things that can't really be altered is the actual biology, okay? We can change and alter the kind of superficial aspect of ourselves. Like, of course, trans men can get their breasts removed. They can take testosterone. they can deepen their voices and alter themselves in that way. Of course, trans women, of course, can also get breast implants, facial feminization surgeries. They can also get a whole entire gender reassignment surgery, etc. They can take estrogen, blah 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 blah, hormones, da, 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 da. So we can alter things in that way so that the presentation of the identity is palatable for the viewing audience and for the trans person themselves. But the genetics are still the genetics, and so that's a great point. And I think we have eyes of a sparrow. What's going on, love?
Am I on?
Yes, you're on, loud, live, and in mother loving color. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I just have a quick comment.
Okay.
I think everyone is entitled to be true to themselves, so everyone is entitled to their opinion. But at the end of the day, people want to do whatever they want to do. And the more you're able to do whatever you want to do, the more you're going to get closer to your truth for yourself. But in reference to being a transgender, I just think, honestly, and this is my opinion, I think you have to respect your body and know what you come from. So even if, this is my personal opinion, even if you were born a woman and you are transgender and you live as a man, I think it's a respectful thing to still honor the body that you was born with. And some people want to be able to bear a child. Some things may be confusing to people. We have to respect that everybody's not the same perception, doesn't have the same perception, and we're human beings. But when you're true to yourself, you should be able to articulate things to an individual, and a person has a right to accept you or not. But you don't have to live your life accepting other people's truth of yourself. But I think we should respect our bodies and just be real about it. Like, if you still have ovaries, you still have ovaries, and you can still carry a child. You produce milk. You know what I mean? And you're still gonna be a mother. That's part of being a female. You're doing things that are of the feminine energy, which is fine. And I just believe people should kind of mind their own business a little bit. Because everything comes full circle at the end of the day. Yeah. I just don't think you can tell people what to do anymore. People are free to do whatever they want to do. And at the end of the day, you'll see how far it gets you in life. And you have to be happy for yourself.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I have so much empathy and compassion for trans people because I can't imagine what it's like to feel so uncomfortable in the body that you have and struggle with that. And I know a lot of trans people probably, like in their minds, they want to assimilate in such a way that sometimes they do neglect their actual health in a attempt to assimilate to the gender that they identify with. And what you were saying about, even as a trans man, you still have to keep in mind that your biology is still what it is. And I think Kayden, since Kayden had 2 successful pregnancies, it looks like he did that. It seems that a lot of his discomfort was around like the way he was treated, the way that nurses and doctors kind of treated him. In the article, it stated that he was asked to have an abortion numerous of times. He was criticized for being in women's spaces as a man. He was misgendered a lot. How do you feel about that? Do you think that trans people should be understanding of being misgendered? Like, if it looks like a man, then it's going to be addressed as a man. If it looks like a woman, it's going to be addressed as a woman. Or how do you feel about the criticism that the medical community should be more educated on how they treat and speak to trans people regarding their pregnancies? Like, not saying breastfeeding, but chest feeding, not calling a trans dad a mother, but more so I think the term was a child provider or a child bearer or whatever the terminology was. What do you think about that? And before you even respond, let me welcome Miss Barbara. Hey, baby.
Hi, King. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I was just lining up some questions for my boo eyes. And then I'm gonna get to you, of course.
So,
Yes, we listening. Can you hear us?
So this is okay. Mr. Scorpio, listen, things are changing and evolving, and jumping into the 21st century, this is a lot to absorb for people. So after they say the very thing that you deny is because you just don't understand it. So I'm gonna use this as an example, being a woman. My texture, my hair. I think we have to be a little bit more, look at it on more of an education. And even when a person may offend you or try to make you play out certain roles a certain way, I think the way you articulate yourself, and you have to be assertive and you have to correct people. So everybody has their own identity and they want to be addressed. Naturally speaking, if I see you as a man, I don't know what to say about the whole chest feeding, breastfeeding thing. I mean, you have breasts. Men have literally breasts. You have breasts. You have a breastbone. So you have this same medical term. So what's wrong with saying breastfeeding? It's still a breast at the end of the day. A man can get breast cancer. They don't say chest cancer. But tomato, I mean, you can say whatever you want to say. I just think that's so complicated. That's going to take a little bit of education and articulation for people. And another thing is, I think we have to understand what it means to be androgynous, moving into understanding sexuality and femininity and masculinity. And there are some people that are more androgynous and accepting what androgynous really means. I think as we evolve as people, these are things that we would be able to kink out. But it takes time. I mean, it's like being a trendsetter. When you're the first person to do something, you're going to go through the hiccups that other people will not go through. So just like in the transgender community, you have people that are going to be the leaders. They're going to be the trendsetters. They're going to put themselves in more of a risky situation. So they're going to be able to advocate for the people that come behind them, where they won't have to go through those things that, let's say, a transgender person had to go through initially. And that goes through anything in history, anything in life. Things change. There's things that we do right now that 100 years ago people would be appalled at. But does that say it's wrong? No. So, I mean, I think that's part of the responsibility of living in your truth, is taking the risk of being that person that has to articulate things and educate people. And it's not going to happen overnight. Some people, they're still not going to like you because you Black. But is that going to make you stop you from being who you are? No. So for that community, I just think y'all have to continue to reassure each other, like, you're going to be all right regardless. Can't nobody stop you from being you, period.
So it sounds like you are saying that basically it has to work kind of both ways. There need to be understanding and patience and a willingness to educate on behalf of trans persons, and there needs to be adjustments as well on the governing society around trans people to be willing to be educated as well, so that we can have some common space between the two. Because I definitely believe in like just some general respect amongst each other, identifying people properly. And yes, we do have to be willing to be educated. That kind of brings me to a point where the whole issue of like race used to come up, well, still comes up, and how sometimes some Black people say that we should not worry about educating white America. I disagree with that. I feel like you can't claim a group to be ignorant and then also say, I'm going to reserve my right to educate that which is ignorant, despite the fact that that ignorance turns into my blood being in the streets because of that ignorance and that hate. And so, we have to teach people. Yes, you might not want to, you might not, it might be frustrating to have to do it, but who could be a better teacher than you, the phenomenon itself, you as the melanated person or you as a trans person? So I definitely believe in educating folks. You can't expect the world to change without information. You can't expect the world to change without knowledge, without enlightenment, without somebody telling the truth and letting the truth be known. You can't expect people to fall into line and get information if you're not willing to say something and you're not willing to confront or address or acknowledge what the situation is. So I'm totally team educate society. All people need to be educating other humans as it pertains to them. Now, Miss Barbara, I know you're in the building as well.
Praise the Lord.
I'm scared, girl. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm scared.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because you are blessed. First of all, I want to give compliments to the young lady. Her Holy Spirit love for people is beautiful. And also, I want to give a compliment to you, Constance. You're intelligent. I think you're one of the best teachers on the internet.
Oh,
now,
my God, thank you.
I am going to take away the transgender's privilege. Okay? This is why. You're a woman, you're a woman. You're a man, you're a man. I'm not going to be, you're not going to be transforming on me, okay? When you feel like it. You're a woman, you're a woman, you're a man, you're a man. That's it. All of these special privileges you have because you want to call yourself trans when you want to transform or do something that is not, okay, I'm really not a woman, so I could, feel sorry for me. No, you're a beautiful woman, you're a beautiful man. All of this trans, I'm not using those words no more. Not in my vocabulary. Okay? Now, for this man that had a baby, you understand? God blessed him with a baby. That's a beautiful thing. Can another man get blessed like that? No. So, wow, now, you know what I'm saying? You're using your little privilege right now. And I don't agree with that. But who am I to deny you life? Your God is your God. I'm glad you got a beautiful baby. But come on now, you're like, come on now. You're not a transformer. You're a human being. You're a woman. You're a man. You understand? I'm gonna address you as that. You're gonna live that. You're gonna live that, man. So therefore, you ain't pushing no babies out of your twat or getting them cut out of your stomach. But I'm not you. Don't you tell me you're a man and you want to have a baby. Out of you. I could see we already made intelligent technology if you want to have a baby. So don't go telling me you want this baby in your body. You want to feel the love of the baby. Man. Nah, I'm sorry. All of this, don't disrespect that you're damn right. Don't disrespect. I'll kill you if you do. Because they're sensitive and very precious. But y'all stop it. All right? I'm tired of it. Beautiful Monica taught me my lesson. When I looked at her beautiful face, somebody could identify my ugly ass, but I'm saying she's beautiful. She was a woman, and I'm calling her. I'm all confused. No, I'm not doing that no more. Woman. I'm not going to ever make the mistake of addressing a trans as a man, or I'm not doing that no more. I'm not with it. So, Mr. Man having a baby, that's your damn business, and you should have kept that to yourself. Out of respect for the world that's being developed. I mean, I don't know. What do you do? Stop it. It's too much. Constance, save me before they kill me.
You might already be being dragged to the crowd. Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Miss Barbara, because you said that a trans man, like, if you're representing yourself as a man, then why would you want to feel the process of pregnancy, etc.? So is that same criticism the same for women who decide to upgrade their A cup to a B cup or a C cup or a D cup, or like any of the other alterations that men and women make to themselves? Like, we as human beings constantly kind of compartmentalize in this way. Like, so why can't a trans man say, I want to assimilate in this way while also keeping these things? Because we all do that in one way or another, whether it's putting weave in our head, whether it's getting cosmetic surgery to reduce our nose, or to get bigger lips, or to get a bigger boobs, or a bigger ass, or a flatter stomach. Like, we're constantly editing ourselves.
I'm glad you brought that up, Constance. I can't wait. I'm like a lion trying to jump. That's how fast I want to answer this question. Please don't let me interrupt you. Please, I want to answer totally. So finish, baby, because I got the answer for you.
Okay, and before you answer that, I want to say hello. What's going on, Goddess TV?
Hello.
What's going on, baby mama? How you doing?
I'm good. I miss you.
I miss you too, Charlie. You letting have in this comment, so give it up. Like, what you got to say about all this carrying on?
Can I answer my question first before you get with her, please?
Okay, Miss Barbara, because I know that you be hard for you to get your thoughts. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna get to Goddess.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
please let me go. Please let me go.
Okay, baby, go ahead. Take it away, child. Take it away.
On my page, I'm talking about this plastic surgery. I don't care if you don't have no damn breasts. You understand? Wear like we used to wear before all this plastic surgery. Wear the padded bra. There's a whole lot of women that ain't got a tick. Okay, I don't want you because you trans. No, I gotta get no. Because suppose in this world, I wasn't born in a split. You say you're born this way. Suppose everybody was born just like you, beautiful trans. Would you want a split? Because where would you have the desire to have a split? Where would that come from? So if you go to my page, Constant, you see I wanted you to help me answer that question. I'm talking to myself on my page. I just started it, but I'm talking to you. So you can go to my page. I want that. What I'm trying to say in an intelligent way. Trans said they born that way, right? So what make you want to be a man? What make you want to be a woman? What make you want to have that peace on you? You know, did I influence you to do that? Because did I influence you? Because the best baby I love is Magic Johnson. When he walks, he struts, and you two Constance, you beat him out. I thought you could beat Magic Johnson out, baby. But you tore him up with your fine ass. But when Magic Johnson walks, he struts, he drives you nut with his fine ass and all that old expensive stuff he wears, but he is fine. I love him. He don't want breasts. He don't want all that. He just want to be Magic Johnson. And what I love about him is just like my favorite woman, T.S. Madison. See, she wanted a white woman nose allegedly, and she put too many injections in her butt allegedly to me. And she could be cornbread fed. Mama feed her too much for that mess. So I don't agree with plastic, sir. I don't want to hear all that mess. I don't want to hear it because I'm concerned about your life. I don't want you to take your God-given gift off and you might not be able to urinate later.
Okay, but that's the thing, Miss Barbara. But you're saying that while also criticizing a trans man who used his God-given ability to bear a child to successfully bring
how is a man God-given
into the world?
A man God-give ability to bear a child is some of them don't even have sperm, so I can't say that. You know, a woman has the ovaries to bear a child. This man was a trans. This man was once a woman that transformed into a man, and now she's going to be called trans. Stop it. You're not doing all that. You're not going to, you pick up that privilege when you want to. You're going to cut that privilege out. Like Big King Constant say, well, women, you know, you got a privilege. Women ain't got no privilege. What woman a privilege got but a split? We ain't got no privilege. So you want the privilege we got? You going to have the privilege we got. But there's some women that cannot have a baby. You understand? That cannot have a baby. So you trans, don't do that. You're doing too much, my man. Because
okay. So
take the ovaries too.
Just stick a pin in it right there, Miss Barbara, because you said a mouthful. So we're gonna return to it. So
okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute.
I want to welcome my baby Lauren to the chat. Hey Lauren, I'm gonna let you go after I get my boo the goddess to rip into this topic. How you doing?
Hey, Conscious.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Conscious.
God is taking it away, baby. What's going on, honey?
Lord.
I don't know what none of that was.
There's a lot going on, baby.
That was.
Oh my gosh! So I came up here because Angela was asking what did what I say have to do with anything. So what I was saying was that didn't the prostitute wash Jesus' feet, right? And so he was saying, what do you mean? Okay, my thing was you all spoke about the trans and how he was treated differently, right? And then we spoke about them saying get abortions and stuff like that. So Angela in the chat was saying, well, how does that have to do with anything? The problem is y'all try to do a lot of separating when it's all the same. I don't care whether if Jesus didn't judge the prostitute for washing his feet and that was his friend, then that should be the same thing today. I don't care if it's a Deborah, okay? I don't care. We don't learn so much stuff in school that we do not use now, that we have no use for it at all. So us learning the new languages as far as LGBTQ, or if you're non-binary, it's not that hard to just implement it and learn from it. because we've learned so many things for years that don't even matter. Like we literally
You're
don't
right.
use it at all.
One better, the LGBTQ, the non-binary two-spirit. This is us going back to our original culture before European culture leaked in.
Right.
Because you can find many indigenous, many African cultures where you
Yes.
have that intersexed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like when this person is talking about, I want them to use certain pronouns, I don't have a disagreement with that. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people sit up here and consistently say that, it's only male and female. And that's a bold-faced lie, because if you have any type of education, if you've been through any high school biology course, because this is when I first learned it, there are people who are born intersex.
Yes.
Those are people who have both male and female, a male heart, female lungs, or a female heart, male lungs, because of a genetic disorder. And it's a spectrum. So I can't necessarily sit up here in all conscious and say there's only two sex, there's only X, Y, and XX, because that's not true. There's plenty of people who exist outside that.
But people need to understand that's what they teach us, and that's the problem. They think because they teach us male and female, that's it.
Because I was in school in freaking Mississippi. You see how messed up they are. He's not learned about intersex and biology.
Right.
They ignore that because they want to focus so much so on what society tries to teach them. And
pushing that agenda.
Okay, can I say one thing about the intersex? Can I say one thing about the intersex?
Wait.
Hold on for 1 minute, Miss Barbara. Hold on for 1 second. I'm go ahead, Goddess.
Yeah, I was saying because for some reason it seems like people try to stick on one topic, but it all has to do with each other. It doesn't matter if you separate one sin from another. A sin is a sin. If you judge somebody for something and you're not willing to see it from their perspective, or at least have respect for it, that's still a sin. So if we're going to talk about sins, everybody's sinning because everybody has that judgment in their head that doesn't go along with what the fuck you was taught, or excuse me, what you was taught. We got the
cussing ministry over here, so you can let have. We got a cussing ministry over here, child. We light it up. But let me ask you this, Goddess. And I want to welcome my other baby mama Oz, who coming into the chat. I'm gonna get to you too, boo. Hey, how you doing?
We need to do a panel on this.
Look, we do it. Look, we can. We sure can. I want to ask you too, Goddess. Like, so because a lot of times, like people like me and you, we seem to have kind of like came out of the womb a little like on the open-minded side, but what is the process of unlocking your mind and relearning things? Like, how did you get to this place?
Okay, I got to this place by realizing everybody's full of shit anyway. That's how I got here. Okay. Because listen, it just don't make sense to me, because I feel like, okay, if you were a woman, somebody looking at you wrong, if all of it is taught, and if people actually understand that, then they would shut the fuck up and realize that, bitch, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you're doing it, in some form or type of way, whatever you believe in, you're still fucking up. So just shut up, do what the fuck you need to do, stay out of people's business, let them fuck who they want to fuck, let us fuck who we want to fuck. Bitch, if I decide to eat pussy tomorrow, it don't mean I'm a lesbian, it just mean I want to eat some pussy, and I might not want to eat it no more. Like, people just need to chill.
Okay, try that one time.
It's a waste of life. Like, mind your business. Like, it's that simple. People full of shit.
Speaking to the mic, boo. We have some mic problems on your end.
You get me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I said people full of shit. If I want to eat pussy tomorrow, I'll eat pussy tomorrow. But people just need to understand that none of this shit is right. We're all being taught right from wrong, just like we were also taught women and men.
Exactly.
Female and male. Like, it's still a learned behavior, and people don't understand that.
Why do y'all think that we're so addicted to these identities? Like, we are addicted to an identity. So
because
people feel the need to have a label on something. It's just everybody feeling like they have to label something. Everybody is scared of the unknown, and everybody feels like if there's a label there, it tells them what it is and what they're supposed to do, which still is false. That's not true. Because just because I tell you this is green, don't necessarily mean that that's what it is. But you're looking at it, and once I tell you that's what it is, that's what you see, and now you're comfortable with it. Everybody needs to just get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You ain't got to be comfortable.
that.
Okay.
Period.
Yes.
That's it.
Make the assumptions. You make
I'm so tired of people looking at other people as if they doing something more wrong than the other person. Yeah, you looking at this couple because it might be 2 men and they kissing, but then you gonna go home and stick a whole dildo in your husband's asshole. Like, y'all need to stop that.
Tell it.
Whoa.
Stop. Like, that shit don't make sense to me.
It just
You
got
about to go
real.
eat that booty all night fucking long, but you looking at 2 men kiss. Like, man, if you don't get the hell out of here.
Why does that bother you? Why is it bothering you that these 2 men are kissing? Is it because you ain't got no kind of love in your life at all? And you worried about these 2 people? That's what your problem is?
They watch straight people do it all the time.
Constance, can I answer my question, please?
Yes.
We
got some feedback somewhere too. I think that Oz wanted to jump in and say something real quick too, Miss Barbara. So I'm gonna let Oz. Are you there, Oz?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but did you want to say something?
Well, the first thing is this.
Oh, that's somebody else.
We're only going to be on this earth for a very short time. Period. In this body that you're in, you better hope that you make it to 100 years old. Some of us won't make it that long. So while people busy trying to figure out whatever you need to figure out, you only going to be here for a certain amount of time. But Mother Nature is always
eternal.
Going to rectify herself. So regardless of what we're trying to figure out in this body, in this lifetime, some things are universal and it comes full circle. So as we are you say, why are we so caught up in identification? Well, I mean, I study astrology and I'm not going to go that far, but I will tell you that the first thing that you do is identify yourself.
Okay.
It's part of who you are. You have to identify yourself. Now, the extremes are when it's extremes to this, where you have other people that will put their perceptions of you on yourself. So you have to be able to be an individual. And that's the issue, is how to be true to yourself and be an individual. You have a right to identify yourself. That's why they say, stand for nothing, you fall for anything. So even that's why a person could be an extremist and people will still support them. So whatever it is that you are, there are going to be enough people that support you. You'll never, ever be alone. So the more you worry about what other people are trying to identify yourself as, all you have to do is you can identify yourself and do it for yourself. If you want to say, if you want to say that you are non-binary or whatever it is that you want to call yourself,
non-binary,
that's fine, you know. But I think most of it is just.
Wait, can you say that last part again?
Did y'all hear me? Because I just noticed my volume was completely down.
I can hear you, but it's a struggle a little bit, but I can hear you.
Okay, so sorry. I was saying, I don't know how far back I'm.
Take that mask off, or you are not in public on these virtual streets, okay?
I'm all right. So look, this is what I'm saying. Mother Nature knows best. And as human beings, we think we know everything. There's nothing new underneath the sun. So while we're spending all this time conversating and trying to figure out stuff, we only going to be here for a certain amount of time. So you best to figure it out for yourself and don't worry about what other people got going on. Like they say, they don't stay out of people's bedrooms. That's the whole point. People need to stay out of people's bedrooms and mind their business.
Not just their bedrooms, they need to stay out of everything.
Well, yeah. Like, you can put your input, but as far as self-identification, you have a right to identify yourself. That is the first thing that you do. Your name is your identification.
But I just want to say something to that point. I just want to say something to the point of identification, and then I think it was Oz who said that she wanted to say something. And Miss Barbara, I see you too, Boo.
Yeah.
To the identification part, like, for me, identification should be like very surface. I think the issue with identification is when like we forget that we actually are not the thing we're identifying as, but we are the mystery. But we live in such a visualistic, ego-driven world that we really rely on these identities, like what it means for me to be black, what it means for me to be male, what it means for me to be woman, what it means, because we are actually afraid to actually be what it what is you actually are, which is the mystery. Like, to be made in the image of the divine is to be made in the unknown, to be made in the eternal. And we have such an insecurity around not having no identification that we strive so hard to create identity for ourselves, even if it is relying upon our biology or our personal autonomy. Like, even with this whole thing around, I kind of lost my goddamn train of thought. But what is it?
It's okay. It'll come back.
Because it's flowing to me. It's right there on the goddamn edge. But
Well,
anyway,
can I say something while you thinking?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want for people to understand that all of this stuff been around. Like, I think that's the part that irritates me the most. It's not like this would just happen out the blue. It's been here. It's been happening. It's nothing new.
No,
the only thing new is the judgment. That's it.
No, the judgment was back then too. That's why we go in cycles. There's cycles to
no,
this
no,
whole
no.
thing.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna have to say something on here. The only thing is new is the and the advertising that they're doing on television, commercials, everywhere. You know, that's what's different from back in the day to now. They are publicizing it on TV, y'all sexual behaviors of different people that claim to be different things, whatever. Okay, I'm just waiting.
Angela, respectfully, don't ask me no more questions, okay? Respectfully.
Father God.
Thank you.
Can I answer the question? I was waiting. I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude, baby. Please.
Go ahead, Barbara.
Understand with your question. I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead, boo. Go ahead.
Okay, this is my whole thing. I was taking notes, so I don't have to try to be forgetting what I had to say.
Yes.
And one of the things, so I don't be interrupting nobody, but one of the let's see.
And that came from us. That's a great comment on nature.
I got you.
Okay, children still. Okay, yes. The children that are born with both sexes, they either fall to one sex or the other. They either want to be a man or a woman. They don't live the life as dual. That's what I want.
There's some that do.
Yeah, there are a lot that do.
There are some that do.
I didn't know that they was able. I'm not talking about the ones that make the choice of being bisexual. I'm talking.
No. I'm talking about hermaphrodites that choose to live as both male and female because they don't feel like they need to make a choice in the first place.
Because back in the day, the medical community would make people choose.
Exactly. So they'd make the parents choose or they choose themselves.
Yeah, they did do that, and that created a lot of problems back in the day. That's exactly what they did. And I've seen documentaries. I've seen documentaries of some of the people. But what I'm going to say is this. The world is too much of a confusion. All I'm doing is giving the transgenders what I would never say that word again. I'm not using woman, man. Okay, that's the respect I'm giving you. You understand? I'm not like Monica, that beautiful woman. She was like, but I'm a trans. I'm not doing that. You a woman, I'm gonna address you, Monica. You a woman. Bottom line, that would never happen to me again. So I'm not letting them have the privilege of this trans. And I think sometimes they run it in the ground wanting sympathy. I'm a trans, you abusing me. I gotta have surgery to cut my body off. I gotta have breasts in me. Or no.
Barbara, that witch hunt is.
I'm going on my daughter's process. I'm going on my daughter's. She don't have no butt. She wants a butt lift. She's ruining her breasts right now.
I'ma just look. I can't really take too much more of that.
Or flabby. She wants breasts, and I'm saying no, please. You can't have that operation.
Okay, can we move on?
Realize there are plenty of trans people who can't afford surgery.
Okay, can we move on? Because that's on a whole nother.
There are plenty of people who don't get.
Girl, you all over the place now.
I wanted to finish listening. I'm out. Thank y'all. I'm gonna listen. Thank you. Y'all can eat me up. I'm still love y'all.
I love you, Miss Barbara.
Thank you. I gotta go because I have too many.
It's like from people who only seen trans people on TV. Like, I actually know people who are trans. Everybody doesn't want to go get the surgery. It's like when Zaya came out and you had Boosie up here talking about don't cut his dick off. Why would they do that? That's not how that goes. That is, as soon as you become trans, that ain't the first thing they do is go to hacking off your organs and stuff. That's not what happens. People live in a freaking spectrum, and there's plenty of people who exist in the spectrum.
Yes.
Ain't
I
nothing.
agree.
Everybody's like, this is now being seen on TV, because TV for a very long time only reflected a very small, narrow, white, cisgendered perspective. Now,
because that's who their audience was.
People of different experiences in the writing room, and they're putting that on TV. TV ain't exactly like a old medium. It's barely 100 years old. We've had these stories for thousands of years. That's why you can go back in mythology and read about people who are intersex, and there's intersex gods, and there's two-spirited people. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
People need to stop being so offended by it, because at the end of the day, there are people who exist outside of man and women.
And that's a part of that ignorance, L. Like, that's a part of that ignorance, Lauren, is that a lot of a lot of us are not educated. A lot of society is not fucking educated. We don't do the lead work. We rely on whatever the public school system puts
the Bible
before us. Yeah, we rely on whatever the pastor slaps in front of us, and that's about as informed about the world as we are. And even with what Angela was saying, Angela, I think that Goddess's point is not to judge. I think the point is we're judging things and judging people who aren't doing a goddamn thing but living their life, when we could be judging things that actually are destructive and things that are actually hurtful, things that are actually detrimental to society, detrimental to culture, detrimental to community, detrimental to families. We're majoring in minor things and minoring in the major shit. Like, and we need
because I'm not even religious. I'm spiritual. So you down there get mad, but it's like I just made a point and you still don't get it. Go ahead though.
But going back to what we're talking about with the medical community, I do think that they, of all people, bear the most brunt of being up to date in terms of standards. Because at the end of the day, as a medical professional, you're supposed to be what? Objective. That means you're able to treat whoever comes in. You can. That's like a medical person talking about, I don't see color. Well, baby, if you don't see color, you don't see me. You can acknowledge that I am Black without treating me different. Acknowledging that I'm Black means that you can understand that certain disease manifestations present differently on me than it would someone who is Caucasian, than it would someone who is Asian. Acknowledge that people have a spectrum. If someone is trans, ask them what their pronouns are. Ask them how they prefer to be referred to. That's the same thing for someone who is intersex, because we cannot sit up here and apply these apple and oranges pronouns to people willy-nilly. That wasn't what was done back in the day either, except from people from, again, the European-centric male perspective. These are the same people 50 years ago, well, even 10 years ago, that African Americans are.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I can't hear you now. I'm gonna have to go back out and come back in again.
I can hear you, boo. Oh, you can't hear us?
Well, you got real low. All of a sudden, it's my phone. I'm a broke bitch. My stuff is cheap.
I'll bring you back in then. Go ahead, Lauren.
Conscious. Yes. Can you tell Angela to stop talking to me? I think I asked very nicely.
Angela, Goddess would refer you to reserve your right to ask and direct a question towards her, okay? So if you have a question for anybody else, that would be fine, but Goddess is done, okay, Angela? She's complete. Now, with Jackie, because I want Lauren to go back to what she was saying as well, you know, people will get frustrated with the Miss Barbaras of the world, but you know, those are the people that we're honestly doing these type of lives for. Those are the people that we're doing and opening up these type of discussions for. It's for those who have not really heard this. They don't, you know, they're not well versed in sexuality and masculine femininity and transgenderism and etc. And so these are the people who we need to really have the patience to really talk to and work through their thoughts with, because that's the burden of education, is sometimes you meet people who don't know anything about what you're really talking about. And so you have to really, you know, so to be an educator is to be able to have that patience, even with those who know the least, which can be very frustrating, but nonetheless, you know, if people are willing to be, my attitude is, if people are willing to be educated, let's educate them. I don't give a damn where they are on the educational spectrum, whether they don't know shit about math, or whether they got some knowledge of math, or whether they are kind of well versed in math but haven't mastered it yet. Wherever you are, If you're willing to learn, let's get the learning on, because trans men and trans women out here getting motherfucking murdered because of the ignorance around the trans phenomenon that is coupled with the brutality of religion and how it's weaponized itself against queer people across the spectrum. And so trans women are out here dying and being murdered under the guise that you're not a real fucking woman. I had sex with a man. And this strong sense of identity is driving people to actually kill people. Like, that's how fucking invested we are in this body, in this form, in this anatomy, that it's literally so much ideology, so much mental and intellectual and emotional investment in it, that people are literally killing motherfuckers over ideas, over what's an idea. You had sex with a person. That's at the end of it, that's what happened. You had sex with a person. Not with an animal, not with a giraffe, not with a cow, not with a baby zebra. But at the end of the day, you had sex with another human being. You have to be able to have enough emotional intelligence to peel back and say, why do I feel this level of hate? Because I believe that it has less to do with the act of having sex with a trans man or a trans woman, and more to do with the beliefs and the programming and the constructs in your brain that have you fried to death, and now you blur the lines of rationale and logic. And so I think we're just not really being self-aware enough. And in terms of, it's a lot of people here. Hold on, you guys.
Can you hear me?
Everybody. I can hear you, Oz. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, boo. Perp, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, sweetie.
Hi, love. Okay, I know you've been listening in, boo. Like, what's your tea?
I wanted to talk about the identification part. Like the goddess was saying, we do have the right to identify. I feel like the problem is that before we're allowed to start identifying for ourselves, we're already being told what our identity is. It's from birth. They start telling you from birth who you are, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to behave, according to all these little rules that they got set up to make them feel comfortable. That's the whole entire point. Now, I feel I'm actually jealous of people who are born blind. You don't have to look at nobody through this stupid glass that everybody give you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You get to judge everybody by their energy. And that's all that we are. We're energy and we're spirits that are housed in these bodies. This is just a temporary house. Some of us got put in the wrong damn house. So we started doing some renovations. That's it.
But you know what's so funny about that? I just want to bring that point. You know, so because like you just made a great point right there that some people are born in so-called the wrong house. What's so funny about just like society is so hypocritical, because that same society can accept that something happened in nature that contributed to a person being born blind or being born deaf or being born autistic or being born mentally retarded or being born like in all these various circumstances, without limbs, with deformity.
Can I say something after you?
Yes, with birth defects. But when it comes to the trans thing, why you can't,
they just can't wrap their mind around
it. Is something that also transpired, and just because you can't see it, like it's not something that's external as a defect
or tangible.
It's the wrong house.
We're talking about the inner makeup and the way that consciousness is interacting with the brain and with the body that the brain is in. And so I think we dumb it down, like we dumb down the science, we dumb down the metaphysics, we dumb down the questions. And we don't consider the fact that, look, this shit is so complex. When we look out into creation and see this galaxy, see this world, see space, see protons and neurons interacting with themselves, things that are not visible to the eye, but that there are worlds within worlds within worlds. Like you can't even see the micro the micro world of bacteria and viruses, and yet that world and its complexity laws exist. And so we are so arrogant to then assume that people are making a choice, like, which brings me to my final point is I don't understand the belief that trans and queer people are choosing, because if you consider how high the stakes are for LGBT people in the Western world, considering the hate crimes, considering all that's lost, what would be the rationale behind trans and queer people choosing their orientation and or choosing their gender identity? If somebody is willing to pick up that cross, that's one of the
I'm about to tell you
crosses you can pick up, is to actually identify as another gender in this system and know that you're going to lose the respect of your children, that you're going to lose the respect of your church, that you're probably going to also have some complications in your work field, that you are literally going to turn your world upside down. And what other fucking reason would somebody do that other than that's how they truly understand and see themselves to be? See, I see that some things we know about ourselves is more psychic and intuitive than literal. No, I can't put my sexuality, or a trans person can't put their gender identity in a test tube per se, but this is psychic awareness of what my truth is, okay? And we're all moving in that psychicness. When little girls at the age of 3 know that they want to be ballerinas, where does that information come from? When little boys know they want to play basketball at 2 years old, where does that information come from? When people know at an early age what their purpose is and what they want to do in life, what they're having is psychic communication with their highest self, with some other realm and state of self-awareness, okay? And this stuff does start this early. Everything is not so literal. Everything is not so visual. Everything cannot be measured in that way, okay? Like, because as someone said here today, we are spirits housing a body, okay? And that's a whole.
Let me pick up right there before I forget.
Huh?
I said, let me finish off right there if I forget.
Okay,
That's what I wanted to touch on. That's what I wanted to touch on. The simplicity of it all is that it's an experience. And that's what people not understand. That it's not about really even being in the right or wrong body. It's just the time that we come into the world at a point in time that's already been taught something, when literally all we are doing is having this experience in this body, and then when we leave and the energy transforms, we're going to be here again in a different body. It's not a right or wrong for the universe. It's an experience. And the quicker people will understand that, they will understand that, like, hey, they don't see it like, oh, well, you sinning, you doing this, you doing that. No, it's an experience, period. Because you can't say one thing is right and one thing is wrong and then turn around and say, well, this is right and this is wrong, because generations ago it would have been something else that was right and what was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just an experience. That's all.
Right. I want to welcome Perp. Hey, boo.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
We are wonderful. What are your thoughts on trans man pregnancy and the medical community being ignorant around the way that they dealt with his pregnancy? They were misgendering him. They offered him the option to have an abortion. They criticized him for being in women's spaces. There was a lot going on.
First of all, with that situation there, unfortunately, what he is experiencing is not uncommon towards Black women, period. Whether you identify as trans or not, the medical industry still has a very much indoctrinated ism in it. So that means that even though people don't like to speak on racism, it's an institutionalized thing. So therefore, everything really in the medical industry is geared towards white people. Why? Because this is their industry. So they went after the things that affected them. There was a Black doctor who was outraged because of what one of your panelists was talking about earlier, that Black bodies do not respond to medical treatments the same as their white counterparts. Why? Because you have melanin, and all melanin is not the same. Black melanin is carbon based. The other melanin is not carbon based the same way. So therefore, when you're giving treatments to somebody who's Black, their body is going to receive that treatment a lot differently than their white counterpart. That is why the medical doctor that I was referring to earlier was outraged, because with the quote unquote diet that they recommend for you to be healthy, that is for a white based person. Most people cannot digest milk products in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
lactose intolerant in the Black community.
Yes, and he was talking about how they're pushing this nutritional thing, this nutritional pyramid that they have been pushing was extremely detrimental in the Black community because of the differences that our bodies and the way it interacts with food. Our bodies doesn't interact with food the same way as white people's bodies does. That's why our organs are more in high demand, because our bodies tend to be more of a universal donor for other groups of people. But it's not the same way for us. We have a harder time getting organs and things because our body does not respond the same way. So you're dealing with that ism there. And then a lot of this has to do with people's self-concept. If I'm not good with my own self-concept, seeing you being comfortable with yours is a problem for me. Because it's triggering me, because it's saying that I had the same opportunity as you to be comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not. One of my favorite episodes of Poise was when one of the characters that was dead asked another character, "How come you gave me such a hard time when I was alive? Why were you so angry, it seemed, with me when I was alive?" And he basically replied back to her, "Because you were living the truth that I couldn't live."
Wow.
This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a society of people who can't live with the truth. So they do everything to avoid it, especially if you're living your truth. That's why most people don't like empaths, because an empath is going to show you exactly who you are.
Yep, and I damn sure I am an empath, child. Goodness.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I interject real quick?
Is this Mr. Oz?
Yes, sir, it is.
How
God
are
bless
you today, fabulous man?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Amen.
Can I say two things real quick?
Yes.
If we go off the narrative of the Bible, there's two things we have to understand. First thing is, judge not, lest ye be judged. That's first. And that's all that we do. We judge things that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Number two.
Ask him if he can still hear. Can you still hear him?
Yes, we can hear him loud and clear.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure he can hear
loud
you.
and clear.
The second thing is, so what a man thinketh, so is he. I cannot judge a woman or a man if that's what they believe. No matter what anybody else says. If I believe I want to be something else than what I am, no matter what you say, I have to live with me at the end of the day. People want to put a stigma and a judge, but you don't have to live in my shoes. You don't have to go through internally what I'm going through. Amen. So what we have to do, if you really want to be nosy enough, sit down with me and find out what makes me tick. And then if we yet don't come to a conclusion, you just got to go about your way. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do regardless.
Amen. It's a female to male. I'm just responding. Yes, I agree totally with that. And the Western world is filled with a lot of Bible thumpers. And so a lot of people are informed about these things through the Bible, and because the Bible didn't say it, or the Bible didn't mention it, or the Bible condemned it. Well, the Bible condemned a whole slew of shit. The Bible endorsed slavery and the beating and the domestication of slaves. It endorsed the oppression and the silencing, the murder, and the goddamn abuse of women. Do you guys know that the Bible endorsed the murdering of virgins if they weren't virgins on their wedding night? That a male could
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that virgin could be killed. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And so once again, I think a goddess hit it on the nail when she said that it's the simplification for us. Like,
can I
we
just
are literally here allowing
on that for 1 second?
Yes.
Say that. What happened?
What you are calling Bible thumpers, I call Bible cherry pickers, because Jesus also said to not be like religious people, but yet this
Correct.
is the same group of people who are proud to be religious.
Correct.
Jesus Christ said you are not to be like religious people, because a religious person can see you struggling and don't do not a damn thing to help you. They're so busy wanting him to come back, but if he came back tonight, most of them would have him hanging from a tree.
I mean, if we gonna get all the way into it, the Bible is actually not even about people; it's about the human body.
Because he also said you were not to trust people the scribes as well. So that just inflamed their whole book.
If they hung him on a tree then, they damn sure will hang him on a tree now.
Thank you.
That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
Faster now, because the tolerance for anything that looks different than them.
I have seen in 51 years, to me, the best parents I've seen, 2 mothers raising a child, 2 fathers raising a child. It is what your makeup is. It's so many people out there judging, and that's the whole problem. I don't like you doing what you're doing in your house, but I don't want to take care of what I'm not doing in my house. So because I don't want you to see my dirt, if I throw your dirt out there, it's a smoke screen, and I can continue in the background doing what I want to do. That's all this is. This person has the right to have as many babies as he want to have, because he has to deal with it, him and his mate. It is not my job to criticize. That's him. I didn't go out there and say, let me go have a baby. Ain't no doggone way I'm going to be able to have no baby. But I applaud what's going on here. Now, years ago, I was stupid and not understanding. And that's what this whole dialogue on your page is. Us coming to an understanding of things that are in society that is not going to change. It is not. And the more we try to buck and say this ain't right and that ain't right, you got to get right yourself before you start saying something else ain't right in your eyes.
So,
okay,
yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yes.
That's my comment. I don't have a problem with them. What I have a problem with, and we should all have a problem with, is the predator that's sitting in the classroom with your child. The pedophiles, the ones that are violating our children. That's who I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with another human being minding their business, living their best life, whatever that may be for them. But when you're coming after children and you're violating children, then of course I have a problem with that. Everything else, like I told you before, Conscious, I don't have to agree with you to honor and respect you. There's a lot of things that we're just going to disagree on because we're 2 different people. But that doesn't stop me from loving you and honoring you. Why? Because I'm comfortable in my own skin. And what works for me doesn't have to work for you.
Correct.
And we need to be able to respect one another's choices. But it goes back to what somebody I love says dearly. Her name is Master Fundi Fee. She always says, when you treat yourself well, you will treat others well. The quote exactly is, when you are good to yourself, you will be good to others. You have a lot of people walking around here with self-hatred, and they're projecting their crap onto other people, which is resulting in people dying and being murdered, all because I got so much self-hatred in me. Because I refuse to deal with my mess on the inside of me, I'm now taking it out on the people on the outside of me.
Yes. There is a lot of projection because it does a lot of fear and there's a lot of goddamn ignorance. And I think that fear and that ignorance is disguised under this exaggerative fear for the children. You're not afraid for the children, you're afraid for your damn self because you don't understand it. You don't get it. And instead of being able to admit to that, it is just a substitution to say, well, no, the children don't understand. Children probably have a better capacity to understand things that are different because they're not set up with all of the rationale and all of the bullshit that's going to get in the way of them being able to just accept something as it is versus adults who have already
been programmed.
Yeah, who already programmed, who already have set expectations, and when things don't align with those expectations, they can't reason or critically think anymore because they get all combobulated in bullshit. Hey, Monica, we have an actual trans woman on the panel. How you doing, baby?
Hi, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, honey?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good. I just want to make sure you hear me. I was just coming to get my 2 cents.
Yes.
So what y'all? Can y'all give me a rundown? I just got on. So
okay. So the rundown.
Every time somebody else try to call in, it makes their volume go down on my side.
Who?
So give me a rundown.
Who that is? Us.
Yes.
So Monica,
you know what? I'm gonna
spam callers trying to call me, interrupting y'all good conversation.
I'm gonna get you up off that Boost Mobile. I'm gonna get you and Honey. I'm gonna get you and Honey. I'm gonna have a ride and Honey. We're gonna get y'all together. Okay?
See, that's that typical Scorpio shading the hell out of people.
I'm gonna get y'all right, honey.
You can't shade me. I shade myself. Look, I'm a broke bitch. I'm trying. That's what it is.
Okay, a rundown, child. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. Hold on, we can run it all the way down.
Just shortly.
Just in know what's going on.
We initially were talking about the trans man. There's a trans man who was on his second pregnancy, and he had a terrible experience both times in the medical community, like in the hospital. Like he was being misgendered a lot. The medical professionals allegedly were optioning him to have an abortion. He was being criticized for being in women's spaces, etc. There was just a lot going on. Then we transitioned from there to this, which is there's a program. I don't know really what this is. I've seen it around for the past few years where there's like a group of drag queens and female impersonators who go around elementary schools and read like children's books to elementary kids and first graders, etc. And of course, there's been like a lot of outrage from parents around their children being exposed to this. So
let me set it off real quick. First of all the things that go on in these schools, like bullying, y'all don't want to focus on that. Y'all too busy focusing on a drag queen going up in there reading a damn book to your kids. I don't see no wrong with that because your kids need to know about this stuff so they don't be walking around here bullying no damn body. And you have a problem with LGBT people coming in to the school
because they're looking at it sexually.
They pay taxes in this country. So if it went for them, that damn school wouldn't even be there. If it went for half the taxpayers' money, that damn school wouldn't even be there. So they got every right to walk in and out their damn school and do whatever the hell they want to. Now, as long as they ain't walking around naked, it shouldn't be a problem. But they taxpayer money pay for that school too, baby. Okay?
Amen.
it paid for their school too. So if
Everybody
I
in
don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be rude. I just need to say something real quick. Okay. Joanne, if we're gonna have to answer to it and we're so abominable, I mean, I can eat some pussy right now, and just see how it feels for a second to help you be more disgusted with us. I'm just saying, I don't nobody give a damn about that.
You gonna make me say some things to you on here that shouldn't be said. Because you don't have to offer to eat none, but I'm hungry over here and I could eat for you.
Excuse me, Aries, I'm here for the mess.
You know what?
Abominable.
You know what? Y'all ain't gonna carry on with all this lesbianism on my panel.
What? I'm not even a lesbian.
All this coochie play.
I mean, y'all can do it for
we'll make you an honorary lesbian for the day.
What y'all not gonna do? Yes, Joanne.
We so abominable. I mean, I can help you out, make you a little more sicker.
Hey,
can I finish?
I don't know why you care what I'm doing with my tongue. You ain't tasting it. I'm the one tasting it. So why you gotta?
First of all, we're not gonna create images that I can't get rid of, and I ain't got nobody to help me get rid of.
I'm putting myself on me, honey. I'm letting y'all have it. I'm putting myself on
abominable.
Yeah.
I will put my pussy on this screen. You want to see something abominable?
Conscious,
don't do that.
I need help.
Yo, hey, if she do some stuff like that, your page definitely about to blow up.
Period. You bet that guy.
I ain't gonna do it. That was just me. But abominable, girl, I felt some type of way.
Hey, can I finish?
You say that is not. You say that is not religion, Joanne. But where did you get abominable from then? If it's not
from the Bible,
if it's not religion scripture,
the Bible is fake. The Bible is not a real book. It was pushed on black folks in slavery. It ain't real.
I don't understand. If we got to go by the Bible, then I don't understand why people. First off, I've never understood why black people are so dead set on this book that was written by a white man sitting over on a throne somewhere. Specifically,
the Bible is actually metaphysical. It's not what they are talking about.
The book was, first off, it's not like they found the book all together as it was. They went and found a bunch of people's diaries, unwritten diaries, and put their diaries together to make a book. That's what they did.
Okay, rewrote that shit 1,000 times, took stuff out, put it back, said, "Oh no, they can hear this, but not this, girl." And then you want to say you're not talking about religion. So where did you get abominable from?
Right,
girl.
That part.
They messing with the Bigfoot, the abominable snowman. That's who it is.
Girl, she really fucking tried it. I was quiet that whole time.
I just need somebody to call
that
black
lipstick abominable. That lipstick don't go with your complexion. That you go a little darker. That's abominable.
They are going.
And then we.
Yes, we're going off today because the women and damn it, that's what we do.
Shit, we tired. We tired.
You asked for this content. Now you sit there and take
abominable.
Hey, we outnumbering him with all the Christians.
Somebody judge.
There ain't enough men up in here with him right now.
Okay.
Okay, we gonna make it.
Y'all need to stop that shit. Like, this is the whole point of the conversation now.
Y'all, but this is what I want religious people to understand. Do y'all realize y'all are choosing ideas over humans? Y'all are choosing. Y'all are choosing words, empty words on tree over actual living people who are in your face telling you their truth, and you're using your God-given privilege to oppress them because it doesn't align your worldview, which is
eternal.
Right?
No cares about. But let it be some minor crack. That's what you care about.
You keep saying it's not about religion, but that's exactly where it came from, Joanne. The words you're using out of your mouth comes from religious aspects. What are you talking about, sweetie?
You may not realize that that's what it's from, but you've clearly been programmed already, and you don't understand that that's where it's coming from.
That's what you call a mindless follower. Okay,
And see,
that's what you call a zombie, because you don't even know you being used.
It's one thing I can thank my parents for is that my parents were not
There's
religious
some
people.
feedback on somebody's part, you guys. Like it's an echo somewhere.
Here come Angela. I'm a mute.
It's from Angela.
I said, here come Angela. I'm about to mute.
Con,
Where,
you hear me?
Yes. Who's speaking?
You can hear me. Can I finish? I didn't get to finish.
Yes, Martha, go ahead.
Well, all this stuff that go on in these schools, like bullying and all that, and y'all too busy worrying about LGBT people being in school. It needs to be taught to these kids. I don't give a damn about how young they are. I'm sick and tired of looking at these stories about these kids committing suicide and all this because these badass, fuck-ass kids want to go in bullying some damn body. Them motherfuckers need to be taught that. And if it involves drag queen coming in there reading to their asses to make them understand since they dumbass parents don't want to do it, so be it. All right? This is why listen to me. This is why when I have a kid, they ain't gonna go to the public school system. All this damn bullying and shit. It ain't gonna be because of this. It's gonna be because these damn badass kids don't know how to fucking behave. And these damn parents think that bullying shit is cute when it ain't cute. And
that's true.
When somebody try to go in there and teach these kids how to be more fucking tolerant, you got dumbass parents, black parents in particular, who want to have a fucking problem with it. These ratchet kids need to learn this stuff. I'm so sick and tired of it. Obviously, they dumbass parents don't want to teach it to them. So if it is up to the school to teach it to them, so be it. They have to learn how to be more fucking tolerant. You get what I'm saying?
Amen. Absolutely.
They learn how to learn some damn way, and I'm so sick and tired of it. Because
I want to add to that point.
Seeing all these stories about these kids committing suicide, you know, all these damn bullies in the school that don't nobody want to do nothing about it. All them bullies need to be arrested and fingerprinted and thrown in jail. That's what needs to happen to them damn bullies. It should be a penalty for bullying. That's what y'all need to be talking about. Not no LGBT or a damn book. If you don't like the book, bitch, don't read it. If you don't like something, don't read it. You get what I'm saying? If a motherfucker don't like something, don't read it. The drag queen ain't finna kill your damn kids. What's killing these kids is bullying. That's one of the things. Yeah. And them getting shot and killed in the damn street. That's what black folks need to be talking about.
How you expect any kid to grow up well adjusted when you keep on telling them that there's something wrong with them?
Right.
Because they can't fit into your little box.
Excuse me?
I don't understand that.
Right.
I don't understand how adults now think that little kids are supposed to be able to grow up into well-adjusted adults when as children, they're constantly telling them, oh no, honey, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You can't feel that. Your feelings are wrong. Your feelings are wrong. That's what you're telling them.
Well, that's what
the way that you feel is wrong. Why are you telling me my feelings are wrong?
And that's what they did to Zaya. Like that's what they're doing to Zaya. Like, they want Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade to.
If y'all badass kids is any better, you got these kids gang banging, bullying in school, can't shut the hell up in damn class. But you talking about Zaya? Your kids going in and out of fucking jail. What you talking about Zaya?
Yeah.
Like y'all these black kids are bad as hell. Focus on your own fucked up ass.
Oh, trust me, it ain't just the black kids.
Zaya is good.
The white kids are being taught how to be all and all out racist.
Yeah.
But Zaya is good. Her dad is on her side. She got the support she needed. Focus on your damn kids.
Yeah, I totally understand where Monica is coming from because in the black community, like we do have an issue. It seems like there's a hyper homophobia and transphobia within the black community, which probably is off the heels of toxic masculinity, which gives birth to anti-female, anti-feminine, and so anything that is because the LGBT community is considered a feminine phenomenon in the eyes of toxic masculine gays. So you have the issue of toxic masculinity that ironically like got its foot on black women's necks, just like they got their foot on effeminate gay men's neck, just like they got their foots on trans women's neck. And if you really look at the commonality here, this is an attack on the feminine principle that exists within anybody who expresses it, whether it's cisgendered women, whether it's trans women, whether it's androgynous, non-binary, or flamboyant gay men, or even flamboyant charismatic straight cisgendered men. Anything that is that expresses the divine feminine in any way,
Yeah, that's the
demonized,
real war.
scrutinized, and witch hunted against. And speaking to Angela's point, if y'all think that, then trans is science by white man. So we're going to read briefly this article to kind of break
Man, shut up.
that
Y'all,
notion
it ain't
up
by no
just
damn white
a
man.
little bit. Yeah,
it ain't by no white man. That's what pisses me off. Y'all think this shit was pushed on black folks by white people. If you think like that, you's a stupid motherfucker, because it ain't. You really
I think we have someone. Hold on real quick, you guys. Let me. Hey, cousin Faith, are you there?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
I was 7 Bambi in the comments. My name is Cousin
What's
Faith.
going on, Bambi?
What's up, boo?
It took you a long time to finally grace the motherfucking platform, you whore.
You know, I had to come in here and say what's up to your 6 years.
What are your thoughts?
I was gonna bring up the toxic masculinity as well, but I wanted to talk to Joanne for a second because Mama's confused in the comments. She's saying that she's saying that she's not bringing up religion and spirituality or whatever she said.
Joanne about to piss me off. Go ahead.
No, but she
Joanne
said she wasn't bringing up
the
the Bible or religion, but I'm sitting here like, you brought up sins. Where did you get sins from if you're not bringing up anything religious? Or when you tell somebody they have to answer for their sins, what are you saying?
Religious.
That doesn't make sense. Y'all talking about the first thing she said, I'm stuck on the sins. How do you not bring up somebody has to answer to their sins and you're not talking about religion or spirituality? But anyway, aside from that, the whole drag queens reading to children, that's again with toxic masculinity. People don't want their children being exposed to anything gay. Oh, that's that gay shit. Oh, that's that feminine shit. We not bringing it in our house. Okay, well, what happened to love thy neighbor? If you're not exposed to it, you won't know how to react to it when they see it out in public. Oh, mommy, what's that? What is that? Who? Oh, that's a man in it. Like, you'll know how to respond to things when you see it out in public because you've already been taught at home, or oh, well, you don't want your child exposed to that because you don't want your child doing drag when they get older. Okay, well, have you not seen the girls that make coins, real coins, probably make more coins than what your career is in? So it's still a job. A lot of these girls don't walk around in daytime in drag unless they're getting paid for it.
Amen.
Because I have a friend of mine that does drag, and unless he's working, he's not walking around in his attire otherwise.
Thank you. Ain't nobody walking around in heels unless they have to.
I
unless you going to the club, but you know.
I do drag as well. I drag these hating assholes up and all across this motherfucker.
You know what, Mr. Scorpio over there.
I'm just saying.
Leave it to a Scorpio to take it to a whole different level.
It's just ridiculous, though, because I don't even feel like y'all should have to say that. It shouldn't even have to be this what they wear at this point in time. Y'all can wear that shit whenever the fuck y'all feel like it. It shouldn't have to be no time.
And then
I get where he was coming
from. Putting boundaries and levels and drawing lines for people when you're not even doing it in your own goddamn community. These people are fucking idiots, period.
And we had a discussion about that.
I see something in the comments. Miss Joanne, I'm sorry. Miss Joanne, it's not that it's your opinion. Nobody minds that you have your opinion. It's when it seems like you are forcing your opinion or you feel like your opinion is the only opinion that's right. That's the problem.
And I do want to get
I'm not upset at her comment. I just want her comment to make sense. If you're going to say one thing, own it and live in it. You're backtracking and saying you weren't talking about religion when you were, sweetie. Make it make sense.
So let's educate the people a little, let's educate the folk just a little bit. I want to read a little bit of this article, just a little bit of it. This comes from the ACLU, and this is for the person who says that transgenderism is a white man's invention. So let's
full of shit.
I saw that comment as well.
Let's see
That
what
was
it
incorrect.
is. Let me read
And
this real quick,
too.
you guys. Let me read this real quick. The transgender community has been getting a lot of attention lately. Recently, the majority of this attention has centered on public accommodations on the rights of transgender people to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity. All of this media attention leads many to believe that this is new phenomenon of being transgendered is a passing fad, that we're giving too much attention to a new group of people that have just popped up. The only problem with this thinking, transgender people have been around throughout all of human history. Hundreds of cultures honor, celebrate transgender people. Transgender people have existed for as long as humans have been around. In fact, throughout the majority of human history, we have recognized and even celebrated more than two genders. Take a look at this map, which documents hundreds of cultures that acknowledge and honor those who exist outside of the two gender binary of only male and female. Historically speaking, we've spent more about time acknowledging the various expressions of the human condition through multiple gender identities than we've spent acknowledging only two options. This makes a lot of sense. We know from lived experience that there are more than two ways to express your gender identity. In fact, science has proven there is at least 6 distinct biological sexes and limitless gender expressions. Gender as expression of culture. Transgender people have always been visible, but thanks to new technologies, our stories are being shared with a much wider audience. Groundbreaking television shows, a vibrant online community, and social media increase our visibility. This space in the public eye helps humanize transgender people and our stories, but this recent visibility is only telling a part of the story. Now listen up, you guys. Before Europeans colonized the globe, thousands of indigenous peoples acknowledged and celebrated multiple gender identities as part of their culture.
Thank you.
Part of the process of colonization includes redefining culture, customs, identities, values, and norms. The imposition of the European ideal of gender, man and woman, was a tool of the colonization process and became the standard for gender identity as we know it today. Before this colonization, hundreds of cultures acknowledged and honored gender diversity within the human experience. U.S. transgender community organizes for change. Transgender history has existed for as long as humans have existed. Unfortunately, transgender people have been pushed into the shadows and our histories have been silenced. In the United States, organized efforts to secure the rights of transgender people have been taking place since the 1950s, okay? Not since 2018, not since Caitlyn Jenner been a Kardashian, but since the 1950s, okay? These fights for civil rights and equality have been going on. Much of this resistance has centered on the harsh brutality experienced by transgender people of color at the hands of police. From Cooper's Donuts to the riots at the Compton cafeteria to the infamous Stonewall riots, the transgender community has been fighting for those who are most disenfranchised within an oppressive system. Moving forward, in order to win this fight, we must remember our history. This history includes the marginalization of indigenous people as part of the violent process of colonization, which radically shifted the globe, understanding of gender identity and expression for the purpose of European domination. Thanks to recent technologies, our community and the struggles we face have been brought into the light. It's now time to showcase the entire picture and remind ourselves that we've existed with reverence and respect, reflecting the diverse nature of the human experience. We must reclaim our stories and share our histories, and we move forward in securing rights for transgender people. What this article basically said is that the opposite is actually in fact true. Homophobia and transphobia is a white man's invention, not transgenderism.
Thank you, because let me say this as a Black Indigenous person in Earth-centered societies. To be transgender was considered sacred because you were embodying both the masculine and the feminine.
Both genders, yes.
So this idea about it being seen as a no-no is just not true. In a lot of societies that are earth-based, being able to embody both was seen as something that was revered. It wasn't tolerated, it was celebrated because you were showing the duality of the nature of the source energy because you were doing both. So
Right.
all of this came through assimilation and indoctrination. This came through the education system. What a lot of you do not really aren't aware of is that your education system was to indoctrinate you so you would be a cute little worker bee that went and did the work for the elites. This wasn't to educate
without
you
complaining
or make you, that's right, or to make you a free thinker. It was also to make you a consumer, because prior to the education system, people had like maybe 2 pairs of shoes and maybe a very minimal amount of clothing. They weren't materialistic like they are now. You had to be indoctrinated into consumerism because it wasn't normal.
Well, yeah, they had to teach you that things are more important than people.
Yes.
They taught everybody that things are more important than people. My worth is judged by how much things I have accumulated, which
Let
none of
me
these
just
damn
say
things you can
thank you
take
to
with you when
all
you
of y'all
leave here.
because I am loving this conversation. Okay. I'm so glad to be up here talking with people that got some damn sense.
Common sense is very uncommon. Somebody,
Very,
Conscious just
very
put up a
uncommon.
comment. Conscious just put up a comment of somebody saying they've been using the women's bathroom since '97. I grew up in the gay scene. I'm pretty sure Conscious did as well. I've known the girls that have been using the bathroom since way back in the day, and it has never been an issue.
Thank
People
you.
like
I
to
don't know
jump
why people
on.
keep bringing that up.
People
I use
like
the
to
girls'
jump
bathroom all
on
the time.
the
And it's
popularity
never been an
train
issue. And it's not gonna be an issue.
because when people make it popular or make things the popular opinion or whatever, everybody likes to jump on the bandwagon of the majority. I'm sitting up here like the girls been using the bathroom whether they were clockable or unclockable um, way back when, and it was never an issue. Now everybody want to make it a thing of the kids, whoa the kids. So that means you're seeing the LGBT
Kids
as
understand a whole
predators.
lot more than we
kids
do.
home if you got a
But
problem with them using the
you're
bathroom.
making the
Take 'em home.
LGBT seem like we're predators and we're preying on kids and all of these things.
That's my problem
Yes, it
too.
does.
I hate that.
Yes,
I
it
hate
does
that.
happen.
Take
Yes,
your
it
damn
does
kids
happen,
home.
but
Take 'em
also
home.
it's not just the LGBT that prey on children. Let's be clear.
But see, this is
So
how
when they
part of
say that
the
and
It
make us
has
out to
nothing
be
to do with the person being gay,
using the
straight,
bathroom,
bi. It had you being a sexual deviant ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you happen to like men. If I like men, I like grown ass men, not little boys. That's
Thank
the whole
you.
entire point.
Thank you.
I hate it when people try to equivalate, oh well, he's gay because he's a child molester. What the hell? What does that have to do with him being a child molester?
And we
That ain't
had
got nothing to
this,
do with that.
and I'm not trying to offend nobody up here, but when people say they don't like the gays, when people say they don't like the gays and they don't like the LGBT and all of this and that, it's not the gays that are having children, sweetie. It's the heterosexual community that are having gay children.
Thank you.
We can't have children
They can't take care of these damn kids
unless we're
and have
having
the
a
fucking right and want to brag about
sexual
it.
experience. We're not having children. It's the heterosexual community that are having homosexual children. So when you say that you're sitting up here, you don't like the gays and this and that, we're not multiplying ourselves.
Let's really get into it though. Who the ones that's really up here raping their family members and stuff? Because the damn show ain't the community, the
The church,
LGBTQ community.
Hell no.
the pastors, the deacons that they overlook and don't want to talk about.
Pastor Ronnie.
It's them damn pastors that they go in to church with every fucking Sunday doing that shit.
That's why all that sexual stuff. The only reason they mad is because
it's a goddamn
you spoke on that transsexual reading books. Okay, it don't have nothing to do with them actually reading the book. It's because they try to equate them to something sexual or perverted. That's what it is, and they don't want to fucking
admit it. It's so damn stupid. It's fucking stupid.
That's why when Cheryl Underwood went on there, she was on the Hoodie Awards trying to get it. What's that man name? His wife had passed, Marvin Sapp. When she was trying to flirt with him or whatever, she was like, "And you ain't gotta have a Sunday Bible study, a Sunday prayer with my husband every Sunday." No, ma'am. She said, "Move that on out the way. We ain't playing the game." What did you have in prayer for with my husband? Just because he the pastor? We got other things to do, boo.
You in your ass.
You come to Sunday Bible study like everybody else in the group. You don't need no private. Nah, we ain't doing that.
I want to also read this article too, because this kind of gets more nuance, and I think this is going to blow the wig off right here. This is an article from titled African Sexuality and the Legacy of Imported Homophobia. Once again, not that transgender and homosexuality comes from Europeans. Homophobia and transphobia is actually the invention of Europeans. Okay. Now, the part of this article I want to read says, prior to European colonization throughout the African continent, we see far different, more relaxed attitudes towards sexual orientation and gender identity. As far back as 2400 BC, tombs have been excavated in ancient Egypt with two men's bodies, and I'm not going to butcher this African name, and him and his lover embracing each other, okay? In addition to their acceptance of same-sex relationships, ancient Egyptians, similar to other civilizations at the time, not only acknowledged a third gender, but venerated. Many deities were portrayed androgynously, and goddesses such as Mut, the goddess of motherhood, and Semet, the goddess of war, are often depicted as women with erect penises. This was not unique to Egypt or this time period. In the 16th century, the Ambangala people of Angola had men and women's apparel with whom they kept amongst their wives. In contrast, King Henry the 7th, 8th, I don't know what this is, had just signed the Burglary Act in 1533 in England, which criminalized sex between two males. The last men to be sentenced to death by hanging in England were in 1835 for engaging in homosexual blah, 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 blah. Whilst at the time, whilst at the same time,
I'm sorry.
Huh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what's so messed up? All these rules and stuff that they put out, like all the stuff you just said, right? But they also look up when they actually stopped letting them have sex with underage children.
Oh Lord, that's another.
They was up here marrying 14-year-olds.
But you know what, goddesses? But you know what, Goddess TV? That shit was going on as far back as my grandma's generation.
That's why I said it.
My grandma said that when that it was very common for families to pretty much give their young daughter away to a man who had wealth or had land or had some type of resource that could elevate the family's resources or their name. And little black girls as young as 13 and 14 were being married off in this country.
Yeah, I think Color Purple.
But that's why when you were reading it, that's the first thing that popped in my head, because I can't understand how y'all have so much hate for one thing and not the other. When they up here having sex with 12, 13, and 14-year-olds and marrying people off.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it.
They don't like that kind of
women are a commodity.
The reason why you're seeing all of the reason why you're seeing all of this show up is because trauma not healed is trauma passed down, which can turn into self-hatred. The reason why homophobia is so strong in the Black community is because they were doing things like butt breaking, making it so that they would show the strongest male on the plantation being broken in. And when you don't deal with that trauma, it gets passed down.
It ain't no damn excuse.
It was called bucking, right? Ain't no excuse. Bucking.
It was called bucking, butt breaking, all of that. And it was because the white man understood one thing that Black people seem to not really understand. You can fuck them out of existence. That's why they did not appreciate you, because you are a threat to their existence.
Yeah, damn. Who cares about them? They went on no plantation.
Oh, I totally get where you're coming from, but when you don't deal with trauma that's in
she's talking about generational curses and how
it gets passed down through your DNA, whether you realize it or not. Trauma gets passed down through DNA. That's a proven fact now. And if you're not dealing with the trauma in your family, it will continue to be passed down.
I understand,
and it will continue to be.
So the trans and everything used to be leaders in different cultures and everything. So when the Europeans came in and all of that, because what I'm looking at on this paragraph right here was saying something about I don't know, Conscious read
it
something.
Purposely broke the powerful.
Yeah, because now in Africa they're killing
torturing and everything else, throwing rocks. I've seen a documentary where the gays in certain parts of Africa, they're living under bridges and people throw rocks at them, and it's okay for that. I've seen them set people on fire. Like it's very,
it's a literal death sentence for them.
yeah. But you know, when you go back, they were hierarchies in the community. Now they're treated as trash. Not that we aren't over here, but it's still a little better. You know, there's still laws.
Yeah, we're gonna really get into it. Don't let's talk about Democratic and Republican.
There's still
because we
laws
actually
here.
are supposed to be Republicans, and if you look up the quote, it'll say I'll have this whole community fucked up for centuries, voting for the wrong shit. I mean, it's just a lot. It's so much stuff that they already have implanted for generations that we are constantly trying to come up out of. On top of we come out the womb with PTSD, okay? At this point.
It's in our cellular memory. It's in our cellular memory. And this is why the word nigger is so triggering, because you're literally activating all of the ass whoopery energy in your ancestors that are thriving and vibrating within your goddamn cellular memory. All that shit comes up and out at that moment of violation emotionally. And there was something goddamn else I was going to say. What the hell is it?
I need to work on not saying that. It's hard, but I really have been working on trying not to say it as much. But goodness,
and I understand what y'all saying.
But that's also why you're triggering white people when you set your boundaries.
I understand what y'all. Let me say this. I understand what y'all saying when it comes to this stuff. I understand that, but it's like the mistreatment I have had from Black folks. It makes me not care about all these generational curses y'all like to talk about. That's my trauma, specific trauma right there. You know, it's hard for me to accept that. You know, because of how wrong niggas have done me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been trained to treat each other that way.
I can completely understand.
I understand we've been trained, but it's like, you know, you don't care.
No, sometimes you want to support your Black people and do this and that, but it's like certain times you want to support Black businesses, go to Black mechanics, go to Black grocery stores and do things of that nature. But when your Black people let you down when you do these things, it deters you from wanting to support Black on anything.
Exactly.
I think it's deeper than that, though. I think it's more so on the cusp of when we're out here and a Black man die or get killed, we out here marching and saying, all over the place. Hold on, let me finish. When they're killed in the streets, we get up here and march and we go out for them and be out there all types of the night and stuff. But when a transgender get killed, it's like, oh, well, they shouldn't have been doing it. Oh, well, did they know? Oh, they had to do something. So
she didn't tell him that she was trans or...
If they kill me, I'm going to blow that motherfucker's head off.
So that's why...
Right,
so that's why it's so important you know
I wasn't dying.
I'm shooting them if they come at me.
Are you triggering everybody up, guys? You're triggering everybody up.
She just said the trigger word right there.
Put a trigger on their ass. You hear me?
Everybody jump. Hold on, y'all. Are we gonna bring some order so that everybody in the chat can hear? You can
I was just trying to say that I understand y'all plight and I understand both sides, because when it's a Black person that get killed in the street, we marching, we putting up banners, we doing protesting and everything, and then when it's trans people, they're still Black. Or the LGBTQ period, they still Black, so they should get just as much as respect, but they don't. Most of the time, we'll see it on the news, and that'll be it. We don't see nobody marching for them. We don't give them the same, myself, but other people don't give them the same respect that they would give that Black man that was killed in the street. You know, so I definitely understand. You're not going to want to support something if it's like, oh, okay, so y'all do that for them, but my people over here just getting killed left and right and no one standing up. So why should I support them? So I definitely get it.
But here's
the thing.
This is the lesson that Black people...
Hold on, ma'am. I'm sorry. You know why that is? It's because the LGBT are still not seen as human first, especially not trans women or trans men. They're not seen as human first. They think that we're the...
Tony McDade, that trans man that got killed, these niggas didn't say shit about that. They quick to tell
they'll show it on the news, but that's all they'll do. And then they're gonna misgender. They're gonna misgender the trans person. Then they're gonna call them by their birth name.
I literally saw a fight on T.S. Madison. I think played this clip on one of her morning shows last year, and it was an altercation that was filmed between a trans woman, and she was in the yard, and she was fighting with, I guess, her male lover, and they were like, the dude was
on the sidewalk.
Huh?
On the sidewalk.
I don't know where it was. I don't remember it, but I just know that there was an altercation. The man was getting the best of the trans woman. There was a group of guys who had initially thought that it was a biological woman, so they was about to come to the woman's aid until they got close enough and realized that it was a trans woman. And in the video, you can hear them saying, "Oh hell nah, that's a man, that's a nigga. Oh hell nah, dog." And they actually left that. Hold on, y'all. They actually left that scene and could have cared less whether that trans woman would have ended up murdered at the hands of the man who was beating on her. So when we talk about like the disposing of black trans women, that shit is fucking real. Like they were willing to intervene as long as it was a cisgendered woman, but once they found out that it was a trans black woman, it was like, oh, off with that bitch's head. You can have her. We don't give a fuck about what, like, you can beat the hell out of her for all we care.
They
like,
don't care about black women.
That is real.
They don't care about.
They barely care about black women. They damn sure don't care about black trans women.
They damn sure don't care about us. But you ever heard of Ayanna, that trans woman that got jumped? She was about my age. I'm a young trans woman. I'm only 21.
The one that was in the grocery store. I mean, the gas station.
The gas station. Yeah, she about my age. She's a young trans woman. You rarely see young trans women like me that's outspoken as I am. I actually told Conscious the first time I got on his show and set it off.
Yes, she did.
But yeah, like that pissed me off, and that's why I say trans women should arm up. Get you a gun, learn how to use it, blow them motherfuckers' heads off. Ayanna should have had a gun. He should have blasted away at them niggas. That's what she should have did. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
she should have had a pistol, a Glock or something. She should have shot each and every one of them motherfuckers dead. Who tried to jump on her?
Use your gun to do some gender reassignment yourself.
Car accident.
And they always
said it happened.
That I'm militant. But that's what you have to be. When you're a black trans woman, you have to be militant sometimes. You got to kick some ass. All this damn bullshit about this love folks and all this, that ain't gonna help. See, I heard it from these white people, but that's the thing. White LGBT people is different from black LGBT people. When it comes to black LGBT people, it takes harsher. You got to get through the niggas' heads harsher. You get what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna get that damn love shit like these white folks do. When it comes to
white gay man is still a gay man. It's still a white man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
exactly, like they
that's the thing.
Violence ain't gonna solve nothing. And da 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 da. I'm like, bitch, you white.
Violence solves something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But all good for your white ass to say that.
But this is what I be telling people. I used to tell the hoteps, like, y'all could look. Y'all talking about there ain't no space in the black community for trans folk and for LG, and for queer men and for queer women. Look, this is how real the lives and the existence and the necessity for two-spirited folk in the earth is. Y'all could take y'all asses back to Africa, put the Great Wall of China up around that motherfucker, and keep every documented queer person in this world from out of that motherfucker. And do you know what would happen? Y'all asses would continue to give birth to homosexuals and trans folk from within the goddamn walls. Because it's not even you who's creating it. The universe finds it necessary for two-spirited folk to be on this planet. The universe finds it necessary. Spirit finds it necessary for trans folk to come into this world. That's why they're coming out of y'all's wombs and not out of the wombs of other LGBT folks. Okay? So,
and then you see how it takes people so long to come out. People are coming out in their 60s and everything else. Luther Vandross couldn't even live in his truth.
So many, yeah.
And that's
it's a lot of girls.
It's been a while. I don't know why they act like it hasn't always been here. It's always been here.
They act like we've been creating a damn science.
People are ignorant.
Underground.
It's just ignorant. And
but
you know what's even dumber?
How can people say that queer people are a new thing when y'all reading about the motherfuckers in your own Bibles, which is 2,000, 3,000 fucking years old? You're reading about these people in the goddamn Quran. So
religious people contradict themselves all the time. The Bible contradicts itself numerous amounts of times.
People just
Numerous amounts of times. The
accommodate
Bible.
their own lives, and I get tired of it.
Oh yeah. One thing I could be thankful for is I didn't have religious parents. My father was Catholic, but my mama was a whole witch, and neither one of them tried to force any kind of religion on me. When I picked up the Bible and read it, I read it out of curiosity, like it was a regular damn book, because that's what it was to me. And then I made my own decisions, like, okay, there's some good stuff in here, but there's definitely some stuff in here that I could do without in my life. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be judging people like that.
I'm sorry. If we're going to talk about religion in the book, then I'm going to need y'all to tell me who Lilith was first, because the last time I asked that question, somebody cursed me out.
She was the first woman to stand up for female autonomy, honey. She was
I got cursed all the way the hell out over there on Big O Child.
She was created from the ground up like Adam, and therefore she wasn't taking Adam's shit because she was literally equal to that nigga. God created her from the ground up. He didn't extrapolate a Lilith out of the side or from the ribs. She was literally made.
Look, God didn't take no broad out of Adam to begin with. That's just what man wanted to put in the doggone book to try to make woman be under his heel forever.
I mean, they really lost anyway. The Bible is actually metaphysical. The Bible is metaphysical. None of that shit really is real. They're talking about your organs. They're talking about the sun and the moon and the stars and the water. They're not even talking about human motherfuckers, and that's why I always get irritated because they don't know what they reading.
I feel like the garden in my mind. I see the Garden of Eden as actually being my brain. All of us, every person should know by now because they tell us constantly that the human brain, we only use a teeny tiny little itty bitty section of our brain. That's it.
Some people don't even use
y'all do know the book of Psalms are spells, right? For the people, for the religious people down there. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know having a ritual is eating the blood and drinking the drinking the blood and eating it.
A communion.
Yeah, we did all of that. I hear people always talk about
with the law of attraction, all of that shit.
People just don't understand. When you don't understand something and you're fearful of it, you demonize it, you try to make it something that's wrong.
But here's the thing, Oz. Where do people think religion came from? Religion sits on top of the foundation of spirituality. Religion was created out of people having experiences they couldn't understand per se. And so in an attempt to formulate these experiences, to conceptualize what they experienced.
You said AKA history?
That's what you said. As a 1-2, like, I sat under the moon when Bethlehem star was in the night sky, and that's when God appeared to me. So then it became formulated and ritualized, and that ritualization became what religion is. Religion is attempting to tell
history.
Religion can't stand anybody challenging it. It's because religion believes it is the answer. It's saying no. We experience the divine in this way, and this is the only way. You have to go through this step, and pray like this, and ask for this, and yield to the blood of Jesus, and ask for Jesus, etc., to get to God, etc. And so people are into the math, but all of that math still sits on the equation of, sits on the foundation of spirituality. People were trying to explain and trying to see what the variables were when the divine interacted with them. And then they observed those conditions, and those conditions became the religions we have today.
Which became history, his story.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Y'all better come up for these lessons.
Really?
I do it all the time. I'm just really around people that don't want to curse me out and hate me after I said something that hurt their feelings. But this is more dialogue I done had with people that that's not dumb.
I grew up in the church and I ain't never heard of that woman's name before. That's why I was sitting back quiet. I was like, who was that?
I completely undid one woman's religion with one Bible verse from the Old Testament. That's all it took was one Bible verse for me to undo her whole identity as a religious person.
If you want to get to God, you have to be willing to get into the mystery. This is why even within religious texts, Paul talks about swimming into the depth of God, moving away from the shallow of Jesus and moving into the depth. See, God is not under the light. God is literally in the void. This, like, you guys realize that all of creation, according to religious mythology, took place in the dark. It wasn't until the final hour that God turned the light on. God does all of this work in the dark, in the void. The darkness represents the mystery. And that goes back to the initial thing about me saying that we're so addicted to identity, we don't even realize that this separates us from relationship to the divine. This is why Christ said that you cannot live off bread alone. That bread he spoke about
But it actually makes sense. The womb. Where do you come from? Darkness.
The womb, exactly. God does all of his handiwork in the darkness. Like, that's where God, in the mystery. And so we're so addicted to these ideologies because they give us a pseudo sense of security in the world. Oh, I know Jesus, I'm fine. Oh, I know Muhammad, I'm fine. Like, we are addicted to this pseudo sense of security when we need to be. The whole experience of God and being spiritual is the act of being vulnerable. You can't even come to genuine repentance without being in a state of vulnerability. Vulnerability is what allows you to refine your thinking and your revelations again and again and again and again. But if you're holding so true to an idea, you can't expound upon it. You can't expand your nuanced understanding of it because your ego has come to an absolute about what it's observing or about what it's experiencing. And so you have to remain in a fluid state. And so many people want to have a leg up on God. They want to have God in a box that they're
That's why we
unwilling
keep ending up back in the same fucked up situations because y'all already got war on a divine feminine. Y'all don't want to learn shit. Y'all want to stay stuck in y'all ways. And we just keep repeating and repeating and repeating, wait for y'all to wake the fuck up.
Period. And even going back to Monica's point about the anger, like when Monica came up here initially, she was her and another one of my subscribers were having a confrontation, and I was telling that subscriber that, you know, it is easy to focus on the anger that transgender women and transgender men, especially Black trans people, like that anger that they speak from, and it makes you want to take it personal and think that it's about you. But what you have to realize is that that anger comes from what Monica says, that trauma. If you can't acknowledge that the people are oppressed and then also expect them to be nice and cozy and polite and kind, so you can't say people are being marginalized, people are being disenfranchised without the expectation that motherfuckers are mad as hell because they're marginalized and they're disenfranchised and their lives are being shaped and interjected and interrupted by the privilege. And so the focal point is not to become on the way trans people or queer people speak when they're speaking about the things that hurt them, that hinder them, that kill them,
just like Black people
emotionally and
white
physically.
people.
The point is to realize that this is the end product of the system that we must continue to dismantle so that nobody has a fucking unnecessary foot on their neck in this society. That is unfair and atrocious for any person within a democracy to have to live with just your like privilege on their asshole, with your privilege on top of their fucking life, with your fucking privilege leading to them being homeless, leading to them being estranged from their families, leading to them being so bullied so fucking bad that they either become severely psychologically injured and end up on medication and therapy, or just would rather take their fucking life. And so for privileged people to not address themselves and to focus on the passion and the anger that Black trans women speak from, or the pain and the anger that sometimes Black same gender loving men speak from, is a mute point, and it's a missed opportunity, and it's a deflection and a distraction. Because if you really gave a fuck and you really want to be an ally, okay, you will realize once again, even like when Black people are crying out aloud, tearing shit up, protesting and raising hell about the injustices that we're suffering, the focal point is not the anger of the Black people. If you that pressed about the anger, you should be even more pressed about the system that got these people feeling this way.
Facts.
You got to go back to the fucking point. It's not about the person. It's about what the person is complaining about, what they're crying about, what they're miserable about, what they're disturbed about is the fucking point. I wouldn't give a fuck if a motherfucking, like, look, a woman can come in here flying into my house right now, blood on her face, beat up, yelling, crying. My only question is, what's wrong? Not how dare you come into my house acting a plum fucking fool, bleeding out.
Why you bleed all over my floor?
I'm not gonna ask her that. I'm gonna ask her what the fuck is wrong, so I can
Or
get
the question that they be asking,
That's
what
how
did
we
you
should
do to get
approach
like this?
every. That's how we should approach every minority class in this country. The cry out is for us to ask one question only: how may I serve you? How may I help you?
What hurts and what can I do
and they
to
quick
make
to
it
call
better?
black LGBT people angry, like most of us angry. We, quick to
And we got a
them
damn
out.
right to
It's
be
the
if we
reason
are.
behind that. The reason these white LGBT people don't get, because they don't have that problem in white society. See, we have that problem because we live in black society, and like black folks, you know how they are when it comes to the LGBT community. So when like I get into it with these white LGBT people and they talk about, well, you too violent, you too this, and you too that, like you not
don't
gonna
live the
get why
same
I'm
life
mad.
that I live.
You're not
right.
gonna get why I'm mad. You're not gonna get where my anger is coming from, because you still had that advantage over me.
That privilege.
Not only because you white.
Not just that, they don't want to take the time to listen either. They just want to walk by and act like everything okay.
Exactly. But they white. They only see shit.
They don't want to see it because they don't have to see it.
Exactly. They don't. They can't. They can't. They privileged. They can't see it the way we see it.
Unless
They're not gonna get
typically
why
they're
we all
dating someone black or,
That don't do it either. Unfortunately, that don't do it either. Look, I don't care how much.
It depends about their partner. If their partner forces them to understand,
they don't make you any less ignorant.
Because the gay white men that are chasing black peen, typically that's all they want, and then they get that and they disappear.
Yeah, BBC. They want it from trans women too.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's long, and baby, they don't. They get what they get and leave. Okay.
Honestly, my problem is if people could just, show respect. Like, people be acting like it's so hard to understand shit. You know how you feel if you do something bad within you. You get a certain feeling when you do something bad or you feel bad about it. You got a certain feeling when you feel happy. If you know you ain't doing that shit, then you doing something wrong. You can take religion and everything else out of it. Human emotion will tell
your
you
spirit tells you what's right and what's not.
Your conscience.
So I really don't understand how people be acting like they really struggling with all this shit. It's not no struggle. It ain't no struggle. You want to be lost. You want to act stupid.
Because it's easier. It's so much easier just to be a lemur and follow everybody else off the cliff, It's easier.
Yep.
Let me just everybody running that way. People don't like to go against the flow of stuff.
Well, shit, I'm the wrong person to be around because I'm always saying some triggering shit.
The truth to do that.
Me too. Look, my parents raised me. My parents raised me and told me never back down from nobody. Always speak.
I got people upset with me.
Now they didn't disclude themselves.
Look, I got people upset with me right now because I got a whole discussion going on about a bitch calling somebody a tar baby. Okay, I'm the one that's gonna always say some shit and create a discussion. Okay.
I didn't even know people still said that.
Child, you'll be surprised.
And we got a new addition, you guys. We got a new addition. Hey, new raw het.
How do you do? Okay, I'm new to this. I just got off for work and I came to your show. I've been watching you, but I never knew how to get on here. I'm happy to talk to you.
I'm happy to talk to you too. Thank you. I think this is my first time seeing you in the chat. What's going on?
And boo, you conscious. Trust me, I've been listening to you. I'm not lying to you. You know what you be talking about. I don't care what nobody's saying. Now, when it comes to religion, and I'm not here to bash anyone, okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yes.
Y'all hear me? Let me cut your TV down. You might hear you in the background. Let me cut you down, huh?
Yeah, cut me down in the background.
Okay, guys, hear me out. I do a lot of research, right? And and I'm not here saying that I'm better than anyone. No, I'm not. Right. But what I am going to say that everybody that's melanated, even in the chat room, you are me and I'm you. We come from the same consciousness. You understand? So we are the same people. So if you close your eyes and you see that blackness, that's the triple blackness right there. That's the Great Mother. She makes sure that let's say this. Let's say that we was up there with the Great Mother, or we just somewhere with the Great Mother, whatever that dimension it is, right? Because we still trying to learn. And let's say we see this planet and we like, what planet is that, Mama? Oh, that's called Earth. Okay, well, can we go down there and play with that? Yeah, but you got to come back before the lights go off, not on. The reason why I'm saying that is because we got seven major we got 7 major organs in our body, and we got 7 different dimensions we can live in inside ourselves, right? The other ones come outside of you. So you have to go inside yourself first. Now, let me tell you something. When you guys do your research, and I'm not talking about y'all, I'm just saying in general. When you do research, baby, the modern human, which is not you and I, the modern human came 6,000 years ago. And when they came, these are the last of the hybrids. When they came a religion, baby. Now, before that was here, when we told our mama, let us come down here before the lights go off, we talking about your energy centers, baby. They swirl in a 9. 9 is completion. You understand? The alpha and omega. The alpha's number is 0. Because look at the number system on this planet go from 0 to 9. Alpha and omega. 0 is the black woman. Huh?
I said I love you. Welcome. I don't even know you, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it now.
So I've been waiting to get y'all. I've been waiting. I've been waiting too. I've been waiting, girl, because I heard one of y'all say, I was cracking up with y'all here. I said, let me get my ass on. Watch this. So look, the number system down here, guys, go from 0 to 9. Every combination is made out of that. Now, everything in this whole world is a number, baby. Your height, you got to give a number. Your weight, you got to give a number. Those clothes you wearing, you got to give a number to make them. So look, at everything comes from a number. Y'all guys got to start studying numbers because the universe and the cosmos don't understand this language, baby. Because when we came down here, our energy centers was popping, and we saw with our third eye, not with the 2 eyes that you see that you can only see with the color spectrum from the sun. They call that illusions. Because this is an illusionary world, and since we're in an illusionary world, we can change shit. But we gotta wake up and get out of religion, baby. Because before we came down here, all we paid attention to was the stars, the nature. You know what nature is? The black sky, your nature, the nature of the animals, and the nature of the land. You understand? So we didn't have no religion. Religion for what? All we do, we're a spirit housed in a body.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
You said, do I have a YouTube?
Yeah.
I want one so bad, guys, and me and my son Cole too.
Talk like you
The reason why I never got one, the reason why this is my first time ever doing this, and the reason why I never got one, because I'm still in meditation mode, girl. I know how to heal people's wombs, especially the black woman. Your womb need to get healed, and I know how to do that too. Now, for that number system, 0 is the black woman, the 1 and the number 1 is the man, the phallus, the penis. The circular goes with the black woman. We got curves, don't we? Yeah. So the 0 is the black woman. The 9 is the black woman too. It's still you too, boo. The black man too. But I'm just using a woman because everything is inside of her. She got the oldest gene inside of her that's on this entire planet, and it is only on this entire planet in the entire universe. It's called mitochondrial DNA Eve gene. That Eve, huh? I bet you it is. Now, let's go to that Bible, though. Let's go to that Bible. Now, the Bible is metaphysics. The Bible is science. The Bible is allegory. Okay, so now look at here. People was reading that Bible as a story, baby. You cannot read that thing as a story because you're going to see it as a story, and you're going to picture it in your head as a story. No, that Bible, you got to break that shit down. So let's go to Genesis. That word Genesis, let's take the IS off of Genesis. That's genes, right? The production of life. Now, if we want to put the IS back on it, that's going to mean, it's really meaning genes of Isis. Don't play with me. Now, this system that we're living in, this system that,
Oh, no, I'm saying speak it. Go ahead.
Okay, now this
sometimes I be knowing all that stuff, but sometimes we be knowing this stuff, but it's hard to like get it out or use the proper words. So everything you saying right now is what I be wanting to say, bitch. And I am sitting up here about to lose my mind. I'm over here yelling on me. But keep going, girl. Please.
I'm happy, guys. I'm so happy. Y'all just don't understand. Woohoo! I've been waiting to do this, but
we will show you how to make a YouTube channel. You ain't gotta show your face, just talk.
You know
Doc,
what?
you know what? It's crazy because I was saying that to myself last night before meditation, right?
Yes.
Before meditation last night, because I meditate every day, baby. We got to go inside ourselves and meditate and turn that snake from the downward part, turn it back up, baby, and part that Red Sea. All that shit is y'all, baby. Let me tell you something. Let's go back to that book, Genesis. Now, genes of Isis. Now, look at, let's say this. When we came into the, when they did beat that Bible into us, right? What happened was, that fear, baby, fear. The Bible keeps you in your 10% or less energy type of frequency in your brain. You thinking from the wrong brain, baby. You got to go back to your stomach. Now look at here. That left brain, nah, we don't supposed to think from that. The reason why you thinking from that is because patrilineal, papa. We used to be a matrilineal, mama, ma, anything with the MA in the front. Sovereign, because the black woman knows about the land, baby. Let me tell you something. That black woman ain't no motherfucking joke. She cold to the bitch, and she don't even know what she got. When you have sex with a man, you're supposed to take that man on 9 different dimensions, baby. Don't play with me. And we not even having sex right. Let me tell you something. When your man is unbalanced, you don't need to go to no doctor. You the doctor first. You got 5 secretions that come out your vagina, and you can release one when your man is sick, and it's gonna heal him when he do the mouthing. The mouthing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, so let's go back to that Genesis. The reason why we did not question the Bible was because it was a time. That Bible came in the age of Pisces, the Piscean age, when them 2 fishes running from each other. Also, that's duality. Also, heaven and hell. Also, that's how they tricked you with the Bible. The fear came in on it too. They knew that we was our energy centers was gonna go low. You understand what I'm saying? Because we stayed down here too long. Understand? So when we came, but we don't go by timelines. That's a penis. I'm gonna tell you why I keep talking about sex, because sex is the coldest energy and the purest energy on this earth. That's the reason why they distorted it and told you sex was terrible. Oh, that's against God and all that stuff. What God are you talking about? Please help me. Because the thing is, the God, how you think you got here, my nigga? That's the code. That man, don't play with me. Sex is the coldest thing, but you got to do it tantric, right? And the cold thing about it, people don't understand that the man don't need to be releasing his sperm because love is in that sperm, baby. And with the black woman, hers is everywhere. Now, and she got neuromelanin. Her neuromelanin is not just in her brain, hers everywhere. The man's is in it and is in his brain. So when it comes to that book of Genesis, you got them 2 people running around over there in Africa, supposedly, and they can't even sit under this low energy sun. I live in LA. They can't even stand in this low energy sun over here where I live at, and this is where the root chakra is at 1,000 miles from here. The root chakra. Of course, they was gonna put that down over here with the media, because when you go to the lowest energy of the earth, you put the media through the lowest energy of the earth, which is over here in this westernized area. They knew what they was doing, boo. We was already here, baby. We was the Native Americans and shit like that. They knew. And what they did was they knew that 1,000 miles from here was Mount Shasta. That's the first root chakra. Y'all can look it up for the earth. Now that has 2 vortexes and a portal. Of course, they was gonna move that over here with 1,000 miles. Y'all gotta pay attention to the numbers. That's 1. If you want to say 1 and 0, 1 is the man, 0 is the female. They flipped it. Now, of course, they can do that when things is backwards. Look up the word Greek. Greek means backwards. Even that even you guys don't hear you melanated. Y'all not black, because the etymology of the word black means white, blanco, pale. So they kept messing us up like this, y'all. So look, those 2 white people running around with belly buttons on those pictures, y'all, and we didn't question it because it wasn't time for the Piscean age. The reason why y'all listening to me now could be the age of Aquarius, information and technology. So religion needs to get up out of here. I'm so tired of these people that be melanated talking about religion. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? You are God. Go inside yourself and turn yourself back to God. That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? These people be on this thing, just want to argue at you and want to act like you don't know what you're talking about. And if you keep it 100, that Bible, if you read it the other way, the Bible is telling you that, oh, gay people stink. Like, in other words, he don't like them and all that. Shut up. I'm not trying to hear what kind of God is that. You know what I'm trying to say? I need the God that's about love, because the melanated color is made from 528 hertz. That's love, baby. What you mean? And how can we sit up here and allow people to rule over us all this fucking long time, and they can't even sit under the sun, which that's natural? Are you serious? And that means they got me twisted over here. That's why I didn't need to start no YouTube page. I'll be on this straight on one for the black people. But you do need a black woman. Let me tell you why.
You do it for us. You can just throw your comments on.
I've been wanting to, guys. This is so crazy. I was before meditation last night. So many people where I live at, y'all, because I'm in the root chakra area. I'm trying to wake these motherfuckers up, because this is how the earth gonna get back right from us, girl. That's why we was a Pangea. Listen, we was on the side of Pangea. We are the North. We are South America. You know, I mean, not South America. I'm sorry, North America. That's us. California. When it broke off, that's us. Why you think that
I'm
every time
asking
we
because
something
some of
stirred
us
up?
haven't. I'm
I
asking because
knew.
some of us haven't got all the way there yet. And you know what I'm saying? By you uploading videos, you would also help us enlighten a little bit more so that we can spread it through. You get what I'm
But you know
saying?
what?
Because it's like
I
you.
know, and so y'all pumping me up. This is my
I
first time
know. Are you
ever
kidding
doing
me?
this.
We
You
ain't
got
pumping you
people.
up. We might be a part of your goddamn soul group. We trying to help.
I'm happy y'all doing that because at first I was like, there we go,
I
Nipsey and
knew.
shit. So I'm like, and then Dr. Sabi, I'm like, woo.
I knew. You got people in the comment section getting the damn Holy Ghost. You got somebody shaking
Okay.
in this comment section.
You
Shaking.
never know who your
where I'm
soul
at,
group
though, is
is,
so
but I
many
know
people.
I feel everything you saying, and you need to be helping and making videos or something so
And
that
you
we
know
can
what? There's
all
so
do
many
it.
people where I live at that tell me that, girl. I'm not gonna lie to you. So many people say you and your son, y'all can tag team on y'all be a cold piece of work. But I was like, okay, I gotta see first. Now, I just took myself from working from the because see, right now we in the era right now. Look, guys, when I could tell you about the shutdown. The shutdown started because they got our ancient teachings, right? That alchemy and all that shit. Look at here. Now, what they do is we paid attention to the stars, baby, and things like that, because we come from over there. We come from planets. We come from stars Sirius A. Now that's flipped over now. Now in the sky right now, we got the Great Mother up there next to which is Virgo. We got her next to Isis, which is that ain't her name. Her name is Aset. The AU mean gold. That's inside of you too. But anyway, Aset is next to the Great Mother. I'm talking about directly next to her. Right next to that is the scales of Libra. So that means that, and then right next to that is the age of Aquarius, and he's hooked up with a conjunction of Jupiter. Now, if you guys pay attention to the ancient teachers, which is back in March, that's when they knew to put us in a shutdown, guys. They knew, and they've been trying to go against it for so long, baby. The last of the hybrids were made 6,000 years ago, and they knew that once they were made, they only have 400 years to deal with us. You understand? That 400 years been up, baby. Now the Mayans was not lying when the Mayans was saying some shit like, our calendar is no, that what the Mayans was telling us was this time we went past passivity, even though that's not a word, but so what, we can make anything up. This is ours. We went past passivity. Leave the shit alone. It's time to wake up because the energies on the earth is going to change, baby. Y'all got to start paying attention to the Schumann resonance too, because one day I paid attention to that. Like 3 of my folks died because anything that has the SOL is like the sun. Because remember, this is ran by the soul, which is sun in Spanish, large system. So this is ran by colors, light, frequencies, numbers. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what your subconscious mind understand. That's why they fuck with your subconscious mind, because they know that other mind, that left sided one, that ain't the one. No, they fuck with that subconscious. That subconscious only pay attention to pictorials. It pay attention to.
They do that with
it don't
fear
listen to
too.
words.
I said they do it with
You understand what I'm saying? So it's time for us to wake up, guys, because listen, when you have a thought, that ain't your body. That body is made of gases. The last one is 9 ether, that green gas, baby. Don't play with me. So when you have a thought in your head, the first thing of a thought is a chemical. Y'all didn't know that, huh? Every time you have a thought in your head is a chemical, baby. So and remember, it's a thought form. It's a thought form. Keep that form on the back. Don't take that off no more. Because let's say you have an evil ass thought inside of you, black woman. That thought form don't go nowhere, baby. It went to your reproduction system, baby. And then if you keep it there too long without purging that shit, you're gonna have cancer on the ovaries. You're gonna also have hysterectomy problems. You're gonna have tumors, fibroids. I done healed so many people of that stuff, and you don't never let nobody touch you, because that's sacred right there. That portal right there. You gotta dedicate your feet and everything back to the Great Mother. And get back on her frequency, because the black woman frequency was on the Great Mother. That's why she came down and she said, as above, so below, as within, so without. Don't play with me. So we got to get back on it. The earth has been off her rocker right now because of the black woman and the black man.
I'm not gonna play with you. Y'all upload some videos. I'm gonna be right over there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get in contact.
Look, I knew.
I mean, you know what? If my Instagram
type of information.
My Instagram is IZ_ electromagnetic _ electron.
Come on,
if you see me, you're not gonna believe what age. And also, this right here changes your age, guys. When you see me, I'm going on 46 this month. But when you go on that page, you're not probably gonna believe it. But guess what? Cool thing about it, you can change this. Remember, this is the
you
can look like me.
Reverse aging all the time. Like this is the fountain of youth on here.
Well, we can do that anyway, baby, because we are in the age of right now. We're in a dream state age. This is the 4th dimension right now that the Great Mother skipped. She skipped the 4th. She went to the 5th. But the frequency that's on the earth now is on the 5th. and the fifth is love. So you cannot be in hatred. You can't be in none of that stuff. I gotta get your heart. I gotta get your levels out your first. Look, let me tell you something. You got 33 bones in your back, and listen, didn't Jesus die at 33? And don't the Mason women stop at 33? I bet you they did, because scientifically proven that the hybrids cannot open up their heart chakra or their head chakra. That's scientifically proven. That shit calcifies at the age of 13. So you can do it though, black man and black woman. That's why they gave you a God outside of yourself. You understand? Because because one thing about the frequencies that come on that black person, when you get mad, the frequencies are stronger than any other race on here. Let me tell you something. The person that's on drugs on the corner, street corner on drugs laid out, he's still stronger than that other person on my mama. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to get us all together collectively on this same mind state that I have. Man, we can get anything we want right now on my life. I did something the other day. I did a tantric masturbation. And I said I'm getting something in 3 days. I really got it in 3 days on my life. That shit is here now, y'all. We in a dream state. So right now with the dream state, you guys' dreams are gonna be real vivid, and you guys can pull things out of different dimensions back here.
That's true.
I know. I want you to.
I promise you can do this. I know so much stuff, y'all. I got so much stuff over here. I can write a book.
Hold on. Slow down. Slow the hell down. Okay.
I was just trying to get everything out. You know what I'm saying?
I knew. Do me a favor real quick. Spell out your Instagram again, because I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay.
It's
IZ. Okay, Z as in zebra. So _, electromagnetic.
_.
Yeah, that's just but IZ is _ ELECTROMAGNETIC electron. Because listen, every woman on this phone that is an electron, baby. You the proton, and the baby of us would be a nucleus. You get it? So when the atom is in the middle with the nucleus, you're gonna get excited when that electromagnetic lady go around you. You understand? Because everything comes from that black woman. Don't play with me. I can tell you who the great mama is. I can tell you what she looked like. Let me tell you something.
At this point, I will charge my phone and just let you talk all day as long as
everybody tell me that. Even out here, guys. I'm out here in LA, girl. So many people be like, "Where you going?" I don't ever get in the house good, y'all, because I'm so friendly. I'm very friendly too. So I meet people.
Can you hear me?
Hello? What happened?
Can you hear me?
What happened? Go ahead, yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Like, this is CTV speaking, okay? Because first of all, you're dropping way too much good shit, and my fear is that because it's at the end of this commentary, and people on social media have a short attention span, people might not even make it this far into this show to even hear your feature. So what I want to do is I'm going to hit you up on Instagram, and we're going to plan a show, and I want to bring you back as a guest.
So I need to bring my son, too. You're going to be like, what the hell?
Bring
we
your
need to have her create a YouTube channel, too.
I know, guess what, guys? I have a YouTube, right? But I don't know. I didn't know how to do all the... Girl, I'm going on 46, so not that means I don't know how to do that, but I'm just saying I wasn't really into it. Okay, cool, guys. Y'all guys are so cool.
And Goddess TV, Goddess does this metaphysical shit on her platform too. Like, she'll be a dope guest for your platform too, Goddess.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, baby, we gotta. But remember, I'm you and you me. Remember?
Period.
Yes. There you go. Singular.
I really want the but you know what? I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm not trying to stay on long like that. But we really do need women. We really need women right now because the Great Mother just had a space hurricane. Remember, you come from green gas, and what she did was she went to the edge of the ionosphere, and after that, it'd be like space. She went from those two areas. She went over there to the masculine side, which is a penis, the North Pole, penis, phallus. She went over there and dropped for 8 hours straight. She dropped the electrons through the whole of the North Pole, 8 hours straight, y'all. Electrons is the feminine energy. So she's dropping it down here like, okay, I got to get the feminine aspect back to everybody down there, even the black man. He got to open up the feminine aspect of himself. So we can be able to do what we got to do, because keep it 100.
You talking my shit. You talking my shit.
Yeah, I was about to say,
because
Conscious,
keep it
even though
100.
we both have different channels, I still want to come over here and you come over there with her.
That could be a
Oh,
dope
let's do it, boo, because I got so
collaboration.
much
We
stuff.
need to
Y'all
do
gonna make me
that.
have to put a book on there.
Yeah.
We
Girl,
gonna
I'm
do
not
a
playing, girl. We about to
collaboration
make
for
sure you
sure.
got a
You
YouTube
do
channel.
realize that your time
Look,
should be
I was
out
trying my
here.
best to get on this show, huh?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's why I was saying it was never
Now I know
meant for
you
you
might
to
got a
be
lot of
on. It
people
was
in your
meant for her to
thing,
come on
you
this
know what
show
I'm
That
saying,
together.
that's
wasn't
gonna say,
nothing
this
but
girl don't know what
divine
she talking
timing,
about
honey.
and all that, but
Wasn't
that's
nothing
on
but
them. It ain't their time to wake up, boo.
that wasn't nothing but divine timing.
But you're
yes, it
supposed to
was.
just
But guess
lay
what,
the
guys?
truth
Whenever you
out.
find people getting on y'all pages that's telling you y'all don't know what y'all talking about and stuff like that, you got to understand that they're still stuck in the third dimensional type of thinking. So, you know, you got to look at that like, okay, I see why you saying it, but you just push them on because it's not their timing. They're going to come back here. That's why this is number 8. This is called infinity. They come back here, baby. You don't get no heaven on after you die. What you mean? That's the whole lie to get you back here, because they cannot go to the 5th and 6th and 7th dimension. They were made down here. I can tell you who made them. The hybrids. I can tell you how they was made. I can tell you that they cannot leave this dimension, so they need you. They need your energy. Understand? That's why this body of land that we walking on, we wasn't supposed to be walking on no damn concrete and shit like that. We supposed to be walking on that earth. What you mean?
Oh,
You understand? My compass was my third eye.
Baby.
I'm barefoot all the time.
I want to
I'm
make some
constantly barefoot in the
shoes. I
dirt.
got this little post that I want to make shoes with the magnets under the bottom. And they don't have to look like regular shoes. It's like
Hello?
they real cute, but I want to put the magnets back under the bottom so we can start. Because the great mother, we got to get back to her, girl. She ain't no.
You telling too much truth. Now you're going in and out.
You phasing in and out of frequency, child. Phasing in
That's
and out.
because once your frequency hits a certain
Muscular
point,
principle. Don't play
electronics
with me.
cannot handle it.
You already know when this energy get on the phone with a masculine energy and female energy, don't play with me.
Yeah.
Oh, they real scared of that. Are they scared of a woman that thinks like you and what's the other one over there? They scared of this. They don't want nobody thinking like us, baby. That's what the COVID-19 is for. That's why when the 5 planets, the 5 planets landed in Capricorn, the 5 planets in Capricorn back in March, they shut down, baby, reset. That means that whoever on top, they gotta go on bottom. Whoever been on the bottom gotta go up.
Period.
They can't go against it. That's the law of the correspondence. That's why they got us. That's why the dragon and the snake right now is going against each other right now. That's why they got us in this fucking COVID-19 shit.
Yeah.
Look, you talking. Look, y'all.
And they're trying to kill the black man and the black woman.
Y'all,
so they can social engineer the younger race.
I do have to wrap this fucking show, but we are
okay, boo.
We're going to have another riveting show. I will be getting in contact with you.
Let me make sure I screenshot her name.
Okay, because I done screenshotted every goddamn man over here.
But it's and you're not going to
put another number. But Consciouztv, I couldn't find you on Instagram.
Did they write it in here?
Consciouztv.
Yeah,
I can't find you on Instagram.
Hold on. I'm gonna find a comment to put back on the string of your Instagram.
Thank you, and I need yours too. I don't know why we not friends on Instagram by now.
Who?
Oh yeah, let's do it, y'all. Shit, we all gotta get together.
I'm gonna go be on Instagram like that. I
Me either.
Ain't no problem.
Me either, but still.
I'm about to find everybody right goddamn now. Let me see.
Guess what? Every woman on here, they got a period. That's on it. They have a period over 3 days. I need to heal you. You hear me? Every woman that's on here that got their menstruation over 3 days, I need to heal you. You got to get back with the website.
I don't have that problem anymore, but it used to last for 7. Mine was 7 days long. I hated it.
Oh, you can get. Oh, look, don't trip. Don't trip. You can get it back because a person don't understand that blood that come out of you is some strong melanin, and that stuff ain't no joke. And that's when you vibrate high as a god too. The other way is tantric sex is when you can, man, they don't even know that the man don't even supposed to bust when he having sex with the woman in tantric sex. She's supposed to do it. And then you teach her, oh man, I got some shit for you.
Hold on.
Hold it back.
I tell you, everything comes from that black woman, baby. You gotta kill the black woman. You gotta keep her in a utopian state. Keep that black woman in a utopian state. I'm talking about all black women.
Anu, can you hear me?
You can get what you want. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Anu?
Yep.
Okay, you first of all, with you built with a figure 8 frame, you ain't even got to put nothing more than all this body on these niggas.
I need to lose weight. What you talking about?
Okay, now I need to go see what she looks like on the page. Conscious, tell us stuff.
Honey. You can't be giving all this.
I need to lose weight, guys. I am not gonna lie. I'm getting
Girl, I can't believe she started saying all that knowing she about to get out.
Hey, what happened? What happened?
Anu, this is Oz Gardens.
I'm gonna have to save some of this other stuff for our show because I can't give y'all too much.
Yeah, save it for the show. Yeah. Okay, so I just followed you.
Okay, boom,
girl,
I'm gonna follow you too.
Girl, I'm gonna have to look up your services, girl.
But guess what? I'm gonna show you how to turn back the agent and all that shit, girl. That's all here. We can get that right now. What you mean?
Hey, Goddess. Yep.
If y'all see me going on 50 in about 4 years, y'all can do the same. Y'all can look just like me. We the same. I got the same consciousness.
I got 2 channels. I got Hey Goddess TV and The Goddess TV. Either one.
I'm 51.
Okay,
I
cool.
want to be 21.
Pick me up for both of them.
That's Bambi. So that's silly.
I don't need this Negro going back to 21.
Yes, before we leave, y'all, I want everybody to give their especially the content creators. If you are a content creator on the panel, like give everybody your YouTube and your Instagram, your information. Starting from who's at the top? Is it Perp?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have a channel, baby?
No, I was telling because we both do a lot of the same work. But I do have an Instagram there.
What's your Instagram? Get the people your Instagram.
Let me start writing this down. Hold on.
My Instagram is purplelover1977. I also do readings and tap into the Akashic records and that type of stuff.
Now, could you give it over again? I couldn't get that one.
Sure. Purple Lover.
Hold on. Before you go, Perp, I am going to have everybody's information as well in the description box too. So in case anybody does mix it, I'm gonna have everybody's shit in the description. Go ahead, Perp.
Okay. It's Purple Lover 1977. And the last part is spelled
L-O-V-E-R?
No.
L-O-V-E-R or L-O-V-A? Okay, cool.
L-U-V-A 1977.
Okay. Quiet.
And we
just looking because I think
teaching a lot of the same things. I do have a spiritual class that I do on Mondays, but I want to start working on doing the content thing. I just haven't gotten around to it yet at this point. So that's me. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, I definitely want to dig into the numbers thing.
So you got to get into numbers because everything is based off numbers.
Yeah, I think that's the last part I need to actually really catch up on. Everything else, and I can figure out.
Oh, well, then also womb healing, baby. We need womb healing. I do womb healing.
Yeah, we're gonna get all that out because you promoted out here since you bring it wounds and miracles back into people's lives.
Also, no, it's for the man too. You too, though, Consciouztv. I do healing for the man too. It comes from the head, though.
Ah, okay. Well, I don't need that. But see, hey,
she said it comes from the what?
God, he might plan on scalping me by the end of the year. So you put it up right now. Putting me in the back pocket, honey. So we'll be staying very close.
Which head? Because only she told us some other stuff.
Okay, Consciouztv, I need you to do no fat right now. I need you not to be having sex right now. I need you to hold your sperm.
Oh God.
No.
No, the reason I'm saying that because you are more like a god.
I just got
you vibrate more like a god would hold your sperm.
Father. We're gonna have to talk about
Say that again.
Okay.
You got a man now. I'm gonna hold my comment.
He like,
I'm gonna hold my comment.
Can you say that again?
Abby, what's your face? Okay, got it. Go ahead, boo.
I was saying, can she say that again? I didn't. She said hold it, but she said something else after that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need him to hold it. I'm gonna tell him. See, that's why we're gonna put that on the next content, huh?
As soon as she said hold it,
it's about the black woman and the black man.
Look. Okay, got it, boo. Give them the Insta, the backup channels, everything.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Who the hell got to see a shot? She'll be saying these damn street stuff. Y'all know who
y'all see my face. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Please do not expect to come to my main channel and see a bunch of enlightened shit. Okay. I'm a good person, but I be fucking these hoes up. They start coming for me in my spiritual
Look,
channel. It used to be
it's a
spiritual, now I'm cursing the hoes out. Okay.
Look, you know I understand, honey. I'm in a season of war too on my platform, so you know I get it. I get it, honey.
Because people act like spirituality is not life. Spirituality is life. That involves everything. You're not monolithic. You have multi-dimensional moves with different frequencies. That's why you drop down into different frequencies.
Yes.
I think this is the best chat I've ever had on YouTube in life.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
I'm also an
Oh, you can have another baby, Elaine. Trust me, you can get another baby.
You can have whatever you like.
So man, I'll show you how to do that, Elaine.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
And here's the
Monica.
cool thing.
Show her.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
letting
which
you
one?
up because I just had a miscarriage last year on my birthday.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll show you how to. I'll show you
I
what's
got
going
you
on
back.
with you.
Sorry, Mama, to hear that.
She put up on time, honey. She put up on time. So we're gonna get some things together. Monica, give us.
Classy said she followed everybody except the request.
Yes. And we finna get Monica's information as well. Your Instagram, but what's your Instagram?
Monica's World Girl 12345. You know my Instagram.
What is
follow
it?
me on Instagram.
I'm about to put her Instagram in the chat, and then I'm gonna highlight it on the screen so everybody.
Okay. Or later on, just take them and just put them in your description
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the
box.
description box too.
I'm into the spiritual stuff myself. I may need you to help me unleash my spiritual side even more. But I'm into it myself. I may need a little help from you too.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, I got people.
Well,
I
they
need
say
you on the
we
same
always
frequency.
learning. We all are spiritual and always learning. So sometimes
And guess what,
we may
guys? If
know
we on
more
the
than
same
that.
frequency, let's say all of us is on the same frequency, and I don't care where you're at, and we on the same frequency, and we want some money, we want our business to flourish. All we do is get on the same frequency and go in there and meditate. It's gonna work straight off. That's what the energies is here for in Jupiter too.
Amen.
We just need to all
This was
get
a great
together.
discussion.
Right now, it seems like we're clearly all on the same.
Yeah, we waving right now. We're
Conscious,
waving, honey.
thank you for allowing us to come on your platform and share all this
Yes.
knowledge.
Absolutely, Bambi.
I mean, we didn't know it was gonna happen, but it happened. So let's
It happened, honey.
Every time I click back in, you always got another man. So I wait my
You know
turn.
what? Don't do
Oh my
me.
goodness.
Don't do me, honey. Okay. God told me to keep these niggas in rotation. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
That's why I got
Get up
cousin
off,
face on the
get up off me, Bambi. Get up off me. Okay.
Look, that's why I got cousin face on the screen. They be talking about I be coming for people, man. So let me go to exit quietly.
Period.
Now that I'm looking at the screen, we got a lot of beautiful people right here.
Yes, ain't that but beautiful people? And look, I am so.
No, I'm looking at the faces. All these faces are beautiful and handsome.
Look, I just want to say before we go, the Conscious crew. I am so proud of the demographic in the audience here. There's literally a little bit of everybody who follows me. Like the fact that you amazing human beings been in my chat and follow me. We got everything from lawyers to judges to metaphysicians to witches to occultists to astrologers. We got trans women, trans men. I mean, we got everything. Everybody is here.
Shout out to my witches.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
And that's why this could not be a religion type of conscious TV because it won't work. I'm glad you got it like this.
Amen. Yeah, amen. And last but not least, Oz. Social media, baby.
I do have a YouTube channel. I haven't started it up either because I'm a chicken shit. But hey,
oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, you know what? No. We're gonna talk about it. Go ahead.
It's Oz Gardens with the F on YouTube. On Instagram, it's Oz Gardens with the Z. Now, I don't know how people feel about the smoke on here, but if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to see a whole lot of weed because I grow it.
Yes, God.
Oh, well, that don't mean nothing. That's what we
well, shit, if you up here with the people on the panel, we don't give a damn.
No, girl, I'm going to do it right now. Shit.
Exactly. I'm about to put yours up there too. Oz Guardians on Instagram, you guys.
Oh,
And
Guardians, that's cute. Okay.
yes, Oz Guardians.
That
Okay.
sounds so cute. I like that.
I was about to say, who vacuum, man?
Child, somebody getting that house together, baby. Somebody getting that old nasty piece of work together, honey. Right now, right here.
Maybe somebody about to
Look,
have their trade over.
I'm gonna let y'all. Well, look, I'm gonna let everybody go. I gotta get out of here too. Thank you. Thank everybody who came through. I love you guys so much. This was an amazing
And I do
conversation.
hair too. I'm eventually Consciouztv. When I start my wigs up again, I'm gonna send you one. I make wigs. I do everything.
Child, send me everything. Send me all of it.
Talk to you
I'm
later,
glad
Conscious.
you.
You know I'm always
All
watching
right.
you.
I got you. All
Have a
right,
good
boy. I
rest of the
love
day,
y'all.
bro.
I love y'all. Thank you for having me.
All right.
blessed,
And no
everybody. Be
problem.
blessed.
Bye, guys.
Y'all
Bye,
be
you guys.
good.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, that's the show, child. Y'all know sometimes we start with one thing and we end with a damn another. Okay, I want to thank all of you guys for coming through. This was amazing. I'm going to have a new back. I'm going to have Goddess back. Of course, I'm going to have the regulars, Perp and Oz and everybody else back, honey. The loyal CCCs, guys. Y'all make me feel so. I am just fucking proud. I am standing in a moment of total gratitude and proudness of just where we've come with this platform. I cannot believe that it is possible for us to kick ass, whoop ass, take names on this platform while also at the same time being able to entertain, being able to talk about celebrity gossip, being able to have conversations of substance. I am just proud like that we have created something this fucking verse. And this was my dream for a platform, you guys. For a long time, I pigeonholed myself feeling like I only had to do one or the other. Like for those who've been a part of the Conscious Crew platform for years now, you guys know I started off basically giving weave reviews, wig reviews, and just doing like commentary centered around just life, relationships, shit that would be considered boring shit, you know, that kind of shit. And then it wasn't until the Queen's Court drama happened that I transitioned my platform for almost an entire year and centered it around, you know, celebrity gossip and just using things that were going on within pop culture to maybe have even deeper conversations. And so to go from my platform just came full circle. And I remember a long time ago, you guys, I met a pastor. I was a young man at this time, okay, a young bitch. And I was 16 and I was really struggling because I wanted to model. That was like my entertainment aspiration at a young age. I wanted to model. And I remember talking to a pastor and I ended up telling him what I wanted to do with my life. I said, you know, I really love God. I really feel connected with God. Spirituality really resonates with me. But I also have all these other ambitions that seem to contradict being in God. And that pastor told me something that changed my life and it stuck with me ever since. And I've said it here before and I'll say it here again. He said, Davion, why are you trying to put a period where there should be a comma? That's why my platform today looks so eccentric and looks so diverse. And there's so many genres of content that exist on my platform because that's me putting a comma rather than a period. Ever since he told me that, that thing set me free and I have never held myself back. I've just accepted all of what I am. Sometimes I got to drag and scalp a bitch. Sometimes I got to teach the glory of God and be a vessel for that message. Sometimes we got some shit to talk about from human to human. And if we got to use Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and everybody else, okay, as a catalyst to have certain conversations as a culture, as a society regarding, you know, sexism and patriarchy and all these different things, so be it, you know. And so I just want to tell everybody else, never limit yourself. I don't give a fuck what these hoes tell you. You need to be all of what God created you to be, okay? All of it, mind, body, and fucking soul. Every bit of it, become it. All of your talent, all of your life purpose is wrapped up in you setting yourself free to be everything that you are without discrimination and without judgment, okay? You guys want to understand something about being non-judgmental? Read the book of Thomas. It talks about marrying the desires of the heart with the attractions of the mind, that we must not interject polluted thought, that when we want to do something and we desire something, we got to really believe that we are worthy of it. We got to really believe that we are that we have access to it, and we got to make sure that the thoughts we think are synchronized with the way we feel, because that's the magic of the law of attraction. That's the magic and the key to manifestation. Oftentimes people cannot manifest in their life because their hearts and their minds are divorced from one another. There's irreconcilable differences. There is a separation of heart and mind. You want this in your mind, but you feel differently about it. And so becoming whole, becoming synchronized, just understanding that you're wonderfully and beautifully goddamn made. Allow God to be a mystery. Allow yourself to be a mystery. Don't put yourself in a damn box, okay? You are made in the image of that mystery. So go forth in all of your complexity. Go forth in all of your multi-layers. Don't put yourself in any box. Just be all that you can be, and let those who want to have an opinion about it have a goddamn opinion about it. Them hoes ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in, okay? So just do you as a divine being. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for those who have donated. Thank you to my mod. Shout out to just everybody. I love you guys. We got some tea to get into, you guys, tomorrow. Like I said, if it ain't tomorrow, it'll definitely be Thursday. In the meantime, definitely catch up with Two Men and a Lady over on Wiley's show, and catch up on season 3 Yes God Roundtable on YB Entertainment's platform, honey, where you can catch me on that panel as well, okay? Because we are just a kingdom that can't be stopped, bitch, okay? We're running this shit, and that's just on period, okay? So God bless everybody. I'm out of here. Goodbye.